Hello, good evening. We're here. I am streaming. It's live. The sound should be working. And we're
Just
playing
spreading
Monster
the
of the
hype.
Week on a Friday. Joining me this evening, hello, good evening. And actually joining me this evening, and the sound is working, I just checked it, are Leon and Nye, who you may know as the two stalwarts of the Anderson verse, my regional experts in all things agency. But it's been a while since we played, so I will let them remind you about their characters. So, Nye, tell
Yeah.
us about Mr. Anderson.
Yes. Oh God. And I want to reiterate now. I didn't intend to make a Matrix reference. I'm glad I did because it's hilarious. But I didn't. I just completely accidentally did that. So yes. Hi, I'm Nye. I play Agent Anderson, Stanley Anderson, but everyone just calls him uh, Stan or Anderson. He is the professional playbook. We both use he/him pronouns, and he is, your standard government agency, Men in Black kind of guy, but he's also team dad, who has to keep track of all of his protege. I don't know, that's not really the right word. His
No,
hired help.
proteges implies that you're teaching them things.
Yeah, I don't think there's no, it's like those like really sappy 90s film where it's like he thought he was teaching them, but they were teaching him. And you're just like, but it's like really bad stuff. Like,
It's not so much
well, now he
teaching,
knows
more
about the Illuminati from Billy.
he thought he was watching them, but in reality, they were giving him blood pressure problems.
Yeah, yeah, yes, exactly that.
Now, speaking of blood pressure problems, that leads us quite nicely to Billy, who's totally fine all the time.
I'm totally fine. Hi, I'm Leon, and I'm playing Billy Shears using the Flake playbook. That's like the crazy conspiracy theorist who gets to hang around in the group for being able to make connections and links. And a lot of them are wrong, but even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Just kind of the scattergun approach to the conspiracy theories that Billy's going for. And it's been quite a while, I think, since Billy's actually been on a proper adventure in the Agent Anderson-verse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Aaron couldn't be with us tonight. Originally, he was going to be joining the team as the muscle, as the wronged, but he's been summoned to a redacted at the redacted at we can't tell you or we'll all be disappeared in the middle of the night. So there you go. Hopefully, he'll be
yeah,
able to
pretty
drop on and
much.
catch the end of the stream a bit later on. Right, now, Agent Anderson's team are based on the Point Trail, which is a whole bunch of towns in America, mostly on the East Coast, generally scattered more up towards the north. And he's been investigating the mystery as to why so many towns in the Atlantic Northwest are called something Point. And so they've been working out of one of those towns. They've had to move house 2 or 3 times, I think, due to various shenanigans. So they're running out of a big old townhouse at the minute, which is a little awkward because money's been tight and Agent Anderson's relationship with the agency has been a bit ropey since their last couple of missions have relied on him having to call in favours and bankroll
Yeah,
things a little bit more
yeah.
cautiously.
Mhm.
Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And it's, I think, I don't know if we've talked about this aspect of the relationship with him and the agency, but he's definitely like, I don't know, I guess the word would be like a frontier. Like he's on the out part of it. Like more a lot of the agencies like, is in cities and kind of more connected areas, and he's just out in the middle of nowhere phoning up every week being like, yeah, so we need another 20K. They destroyed an ice rink. Don't ask me how, but yeah, I need that. Like I need like 8 people to be convinced it was a power outage and not, someone summoning a small dragon to destroy the place or some other nonsense.
So
So yeah.
Stan is kind of on the outs with the agency at the minute,
Mhm.
which has made them a bit reluctant to pay his stipend and cover his bills. So money's been a little bit tight. People are helping out where they can, getting like jobs they can muster, but they're a pretty dysfunctional bunch. So actually finding jobs for any of them is quite challenging.
It's a new cost.
But it's okay, because as luck would have it, the team spell slinger, Aggie Wisbowski, is a genius and had a brilliant plan, and has recruited Paz into this brilliant plan, the team's para-romantic, who definitely isn't a liability to the world at all. And so they've been huddled together in some kind of clandestine meetings, trying to sort out how this plan's going to work and then engage the plan. And they went out 2 nights ago with a promise to bring something back. But they didn't come back. So they've been missing for a couple of days, the 2 of them. So, best case scenario, there is no best case scenario. Billy, you've been kind of scanning news stations and stuff, looking for explosions, orgies, the sort of things that could be attributed to either of the 2 of them, really. But it's all been very quiet on the keeping track of weird supernatural stuff happening front. So what do you think you'd be up to of a Saturday evening? Just the 2 of you.
Research.
Kids are missing. Ichabod's out looking for them.
Billy tends to try to emulate Agent Anderson because he kind of sees himself as the second in charge of the group, when really he has none of the actual physical attributes or agency training.
No. Billy is definitely the I don't have any favorite children, but it's Billy. I think I like the idea that Agent Anderson is getting shown how to use computers by Billy. Like, they're doing the searching results, like, oh, so how does this? What's that? It's a little thing you're moving it around. Oh, you're using the mouse. Okay.
And then you can use it to point at things on the screen.
All right. Okay.
There is a knock at the door.
Okay. Well, yeah. Agent Anderson will go up and check.
When you get to the door, there are 2 young men there who both have something of the look of Jehovah's Witnesses to them. Button-down collars, plain ties, grey slacks, smart shoes, nicely shone, great hair, winning smiles.
Can I help you, gentlemen, at all?
We've been asked to deliver a message to you. Are you Stanley Anderson?
Yes, that would be me, yes.
Okay, great. I've been asked to give you this.
Oh, okay. What is it?
It's a square box package about yay big.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Not very thick.
Yeah. If he takes it, are they expecting him to open it in front of them?
No, as soon as you take it, they sort of nod, smile, and turn around and walk off.
Okay, then.
You saw them. He's Googling, or not Googling. What are we? He'll be Alta Vistaing.
Yes, because we're in the 90s.
We're in the 90s. I think 1996 canonically. Now, clones, religious cults.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, that's a good point. Do they look identical? Well, I guess
they don't look identical, but they do look quite similar.
Yeah,
they could be relatives or just spending so much time with one another that they've gradually started to look alike and share mannerisms.
Yeah, one of those kind of things. Okay, well, he'll, sit back down the table and open it up. What's inside?
It's a blank CD-ROM case.
Okay.
CD-ROM Agent Anderson.
Oh. I'll give this to you, Billy.
Thank you. Look at it. Is there anything written on it, or is it just completely?
Just a completely blank CD-ROM case. The only thing that had anything written on it, the clear plastic case with the clips inside, like a CD case, with a blank CD-ROM in it, and the box literally was a plain white box with Stanley Anderson written on the front of it, and the address of the townhouse.
Okay. Do you have a device you can play this in, Billy?
Bringing up the use of the word device in that sentence. So I'm
literally sat at the computer while he's asking you this.
I have several CD-ROM drives. I'm going to put it in my protected one that's got like the extra firewalls on it to protect it against any foreign virus incursion sort of things coming into it.
Of course.
So
Okay, there are 4 video files on the CD-ROM. One says witch, one says demon, one says instructions, one says target.
looks like did this have the agency contact you?
No. They wouldn't do anything like this.
I mean, a README file wouldn't have gone amiss, but okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to look at first?
Put up witch.
Okay, I'm gonna drag Witch over to
Yeah.
whatever media player I would have had in '96.
And it's that shitty 90s media player where you get pixelation on the screen and it's all a little bit blurry and unclear.
Yeah, the
But-
codec's not quite right.
Yeah. You can see what looks to be some kind of basement-style room with concrete pillars. And inside a square of 4 concrete pillars, there is a sigil on the ground. Floating slightly above the sigil is Aggie Wisbowski. And then around her there is a pyramid of light with sigils flashing and flaring on it. And it's like a fractal pyramid around her that keeps like rotating and snapping. And inside it looks like she's vibrating inside the pyramid. Especially her head, like that weird kind of vibrating thing you get in music videos that really upsets people when it happens because it looks like somebody's being possessed.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Instinctive. No.
Does it look like she's in pain?
Impossible to tell given the resolution on the camera.
And does this look like a recent video? Is it Aggie like as we know her now? Or is
It
it
is
like...
dated this morning. There's
Okay.
a little video camera date thing down in the bottom corner. Date and time shows it was taken this morning.
Billy, what's on the other video? What's the demon one?
Can I click and open Demon?
Yep, opening the demon one. It's Paz. And she's wearing like up to the neck, down to the ankles, Victorian style nightgown in pure white. She still has little snaps of the ribbon around her neck showing, and she's sat in a big wooden bathtub surrounded by crucifixes and candles, and it looks like she's chained with brightly shining metal to the sides of the bathtub. And you can't hear anything on the video, but it looks like she's shouting and swearing based on the movement of her mouth, and it's Paz. And there are a couple of robed figures in the background as well, sort of swaying and shuffling from side to side.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Get more files.
Yeah. What's the next one? Instructions or?
Yeah, that and
Something.
target instructions.
Yeah. Let's see what that says.
The next video is in a totally different looking environment. Far cry from the weird underground bath chapel and the car park magical prison. Instead, it's the most luxuriously appointed office you've ever seen. And you've seen a fair few luxurious appointed offices in your time. This thing is all leather-bound books, mahogany panelling, gilt edges, fine artwork on the walls. And there is a gentleman sat behind a desk, and the camera is pointing at him. But his face is somehow indistinct, like you can't make out his face. Looking at it, you can tell there's a face there, but some weird video effect or something has happened to it to make it indistinct. He's wearing a very nice suit. Double-breasted, good cut, strong broad shoulders. There's a hint of sort of salt and pepper hair around the edges of his head, outside of the blur. finely manicured hands with rings on several fingers. And he says, "Good afternoon. If you're watching this video, I take it you've potentially viewed the other files on this disk. If you haven't, I suggest you first view the witch and demon files so you know what is at stake. Having done so, please return to this tape." Then it kind of glitches for a second. It's like, now that you've seen what's going on, here you need to follow the instructions that I'm setting for you now. The final file on this disk is the one called Target. You may have looked at it already. It probably won't have made much sense to you if you did, but following this, it will make a lot more sense. Unfortunately, your friends decided that it would be a good idea to try and rob me and my organization. This was a poor move on their part, and as a result, they will be held. And believe me, I am well aware of their abilities and potentials, hence the videos showing how we know how to contain them. They are being held until such time as you provide me with $1.2 million. Now, the amount of money is irrelevant to my needs or requirements. It is, however, the amount they attempted to steal from me. I don't just want any $1.2 million. I require a very specific $1.2 million. There is a compound in Pennsylvania belonging to a group known as the Children of Grace, and somehow, through some sovereign citizenship nonsense rights arrangement with the government, they've been given permission to run a casino on the land that they run. So, your mission is very straightforward. You are to go to their camp, take from them $1.2 million in cash. They should have the money. Their casino is one of the only ones in Pennsylvania. While you're there, I would also like you to bring me a feather which sits on the wall behind the desk of the director of the casino, the one they call the King. Once you have these in your possession, place an advert in the newspaper saying, "Dear sir, it is my everlasting pleasure to announce we have your required item. I will send some of my people to collect it from you. Once I have it back in my office, your people will be released. If you try to come after me or mine, I will cut their fingers off one by one. And then I'll start on their toes. I trust this is clear and understandable. You have 48 hours. And then he nods and the camera goes dead.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Oh. Okay. Billy, put target on. I'm gonna go grab some things, and Johnson's gonna walk off and grab all the big guns.
Okay, I'll load up target.
Just put on like loudspeaker or something.
But
so
Billy
you can
is
just
panicking like crazy.
The target is actually a file folder.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
And the file folder contains a video and a couple of, oh god, it wouldn't have been JPEGs, would it? The
PNGs?
mid-90s equivalent of image files.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I was a baby.
I was just amazed that the internet was a thing in the 90s. It was like, you press buttons and can travel the world? It looks like a map of a fairly shitty-looking casino, to be fair. It's not Las Vegas. It's not even... Oh, what's the other one? Near New York.
Oh, Atlantic City?
Atlantic City, yeah.
Atlantic City.
It's not even Atlantic City level of quality. But it's a casino that people can get to in Pennsylvania. So it looks more like a sort of Motel 6 type deal. But it's part of a big compound with lots of small houses built in it. Small, quite cosy looking houses. Massive fence around the outside.
What sort of height are we talking? Like a hotel, like 10 floors something, or is it like
8 floors?
8 stories. Okay.
All right. Okay.
In the grainy video that is in that file, it looks like it's been taken from a hillside not too far away on extreme zoom. You can see that there are armed guards patrolling
Around the casino,
around the
or within
casino
the fence?
perimeter, the whole perimeter of the complex.
But it is publicly accessible, I'm guessing.
It's publicly accessible because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get people into the casino. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Huh. And what's the name of the casino?
The casino is called Graceland.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Oh no,
Billy?
wait. There'd be copyright laws. No, it's not copyright laws. It's sovereign land. It's called Graceland.
Oh, well,
There's
there
just
you
a
go.
space between Grace and Land.
Yeah.
That's that.
Grace
I love
hyphen
that
land.
tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a space between it, so it's not copyright. And you're just like, oh god. Okay, Billy, look at me, Billy. We're gonna get
look
them.
at Agent Anson.
We're gonna get them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can just ask the agency for the money, right? They've got money. They spend money on missiles. I know how much money they spend on missiles. It's more than 1.2 million.
The agency and I aren't on speaking terms at the moment. I'm in the doghouse, and similar to how other governments run their position, the agency has a no bargaining with terrorists thing because they're assholes. And and it's also for two people who are technically like, assistants. They're not
Enemies of
paid
the state
for-
/ dangerous metaphysical liabilities.
Billy, I don't want to get into it, but so I say the agency aren't the good guys. They're just the bad guys I know how to deal with, as I'm sure you're aware, with the missiles and all. Okay, so it means it's up to you and me, because I can't get a hold of anybody. Everyone's gone radio silent. It's just you and me, okay? Okay.
I don't think that bodes well for Aggie and Pass.
No, Billy, you're the brains, I'm the brawn.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have a face, and we don't have anyone that can phase through walls, but we've got. Okay, look. Get in the Stanmobile.
I felt like that was nigh broke, and Agent Anderson broke at the same time. It's like, what the fuck is Billy gonna do?
But Billy's a genius, remember? Let's
yeah.
not
Billy, you are a
count Billy
genius,
out.
yeah.
Billy's
It's
got
more
wisdom.
Anderson. He's out of his depth.
Billy could absolutely do that Goodwill Hunting break the gambling system thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Billy, pack up your stuff. We're heading over to Pennsylvania. We'll get in the Stanmobile, and we'll formulate our plan in the car, okay?
Before we actually go, Billy does want to watch the videos again, but can I do investigate a mystery in the videos, basically to look at things like the architecture in the video, just try and get as many clues as possible as to
absolutely.
where this could possibly be, like what locations, like what states have basements, just anything that's in there detailing this.
I would like to roll. I guess I would also like to roll investigate mystery, but I would like to roll it on the Grace people.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, to see if I know anything about them.
You're what, sorry?
14.
14 on
My
investigate a
God.
Sharp
mystery.
is +3. and
Well,
I
you
rolled
can ask
11.
any question your little heart desires then.
I just flicked off of the investigate a mystery page.
So you've got what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, what's being concealed. But
Okay, so
on a 12 plus, you can ask any question you want about the mystery, not just the listed ones.
Yeah.
okay, so Can I get any indication as to what part of the country they're in?
Part of the country, not really, no. Aggie is definitely in a built-up area, because the architecture you're looking at is decidedly brutalist, and it is either an underground car park, in which case it would have to be a disused underground car park, or it is a current building site, in which case it'd have to be a not currently being worked on current building site, because the glowy pyramid triangle with a witch inside would probably be identifiable to workers.
Then I'd like to hold my questions for later.
Absolutely.
In case something comes up and we spot any of these other people or recognize a robe or something.
Something I always forget though as well, for questions, you get a +1 forward if you act on them. So
Yeah.
like if you ask a question like, I don't know, what type of monster is it? And then you do something in relation to that immediately afterwards, you get a +1 to what you
So in this case, if you were to do something involving disused buildings, car parks, brutalist architecture, you'd have the +1 forward on it.
Yeah. I got a 5.
You got a
Because
5.
Agent Anderson's not smart, so that's a failure. Nothing happens on a failure, so I don't know anything about these people, or can't really pursue it. So yay. Oh, this is, I said, he's tough and cool. He's not. Yep.
I mean, as far as you're concerned, Graceland is Elvis, right?
Yeah.
Casinos
pretty
are
much,
Elvis,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. He's still trending with the kids, so that's Okay. All right, Billy. We'll get in the Stamobile. We'll plan. All right. Okay. So.
Laptops.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just bringing a crap ton of laptops, aren't you? Do you have a weapon? I know.
Yeah,
Flake
I have a
weapon.
gun. You ask me every mystery.
I'm always worried you're never going to bring it.
Were you
I
one of the
don't
people that
manage to
picked up
hit
one of the dangerous holy swords as well?
No.
Phew.
No, that was
Billy would not have picked
that
up
was
that.
I think it was Aggie actually.
Aggie did have one, but
Yeah.
kind of melted hers.
Yes. Okay. So we're in the car. We're driving just to expedite things.
Yeah. Are we gonna
What?
stay at the casino? They must have a hotel, right?
Yeah.
Do we
I
wanna stay in
can.
there?
Well, we've got 48 hours, and it's going to take us time to get there and back. So we need to come up with a plan on getting this money. Now it's going to have to be, obviously, it's not going to be legal because we'll be trying to do something, skullduggery, but we just need to decide what that is.
Yeah. So we're probably not just gonna drive the car through the wall and try to run off with the money.
Okay,
Casinos are
I'm
pretty
just
well.
yeah, no, yeah,
Good.
definitely. Just you see him draw something out. Yeah, no, he's like one-handed. He's just like, yeah, no, that sounds like a terrible idea. So what were you thinking, Billy?
Okay, we're going to need more information about the casino itself. So
Mhm.
I have some people I can contact so we can get plans, because we need to know where the money is so that we can actually get it first of all.
Yeah.
We've got to start simple before we start dealing with things like guards and moving it. And then we also have to know where the office is, because it's got this feather in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have to scope that out. So we might not be able to know where the office is from plan. So that might be something we have to actually retcon. So we're going to have to go in there looking like the sort of people that go to a casino and do the reconnaissance thingy.
Yeah.
I can contact some friends and try and get some of the other information about the casino and maybe find out more about these Graceland people.
Okay. Well, yes. I'm not entirely sure what I can do in this scenario that doesn't involve punching people. So, I will help you in any way you can getting information on the casino. So, I've got my badge, although I probably shouldn't be flashing it as much since I'm going to have to write paperwork if I do this under the agency's banner, so to speak. So we might have to try and do this without using the badge, if possible, because they do find out if you're using it. Okay.
All right, so you drive for a
Right.
couple of hours and you get through Pennsylvania and you come to a secluded little valley. And looking down into the valley from the road down the top of the hill, you can see this compound. It's not like a prison compound. It looks like a gated community, much more than anything particularly dodgy. There are 2 large buildings that seem to dominate the compound more than anything else. There's the casino/hotel, and then next to it there's a big church. Both the casino and the church are similar in terms of their decor. They've got plain white walls, big long rectangular glass windows. Very much look like they were both built at the same time by the same people. The main difference between them is that the hotel is taller, but that the church sits more in the light during the day, so it would catch more of the daylight as the sun went round. The houses around it are all in a very similar sort of style. It does look like quite a nice gated community. Like the people who live here, it's 3-bedroom houses rather than really pokey little squats or anything like that. These are all 3-bedroom houses with white walls, long rectangular windows, red slate roofs. There is no car parking at any of the houses. The only car parking appears to be at the hotel or outside of the compound.
People walking around if there's no cars?
Yes, there are people walking around, mainly outside the church. You've come sort of late afternoon.
Okay.
Agent Anson, I don't think this is an Elvis-themed hotel.
No, I don't think it is either. Okay. There should be Billy. I packed some just like, I don't know, civilian clothes in there. Do you want you're covered, yeah? You look civilian-y enough, don't you? Do you feel civilian-y enough?
Yeah, I might take my tie off.
I'll quickly, and he'll like kind of do that thing where he like he doesn't tear it off, he like takes his suit off, and underneath is the loudest Hawaiian shirt you've ever seen, and like swimming trunks, well, not swimming trunks, like shorts, like, you know, but like holiday shorts. He's just like, okay, I think I'm sufficiently civilian enough now.
He's gonna pull out a turtleneck.
Oh, perfect.
Black turtleneck, and then he's changed into his blue jeans, so he's going for that tech billionaire look.
We look very mixed.
Crazy
Nice
disheveled hair.
Yeah, we look very mixed match. This is what Nye's saying. Just like, hey, I'm on holiday. And yes, I'm quite a sophisticated gentleman. Okay, okay, right. So we've got that covered. Okay, let's do some reconnaissance. How do you want to do this?
Well, we should book a room, and
okay.
It needs to be an internet connection, and so I can contact people. Okay.
Okay. You book the room, and I will do some, just kind of get a lay of the land, see if I can talk to some people, kind of thing, you know. Okay.
Right, so you roll up to the compound.
Yep.
And as I say, it's a gated community, so there's a security office. The security guards aren't messing around. They're both carrying something that's only a few little modifications away from being an assault rifle.
Oh, shit.
But they've got clean uniforms and bright smiles, and they're quite welcoming. Hi, welcome to Graceland. You can almost hear the hyphen.
Yes, hi there. My name is Stanley, and this is my compatriot.
Hi, I'm Mark Chapman.
Yeah, that's him. We're on I guess you could say, a business trip, and we're just wanting to come into Graceland. Yeah.
Sure, you're here at the casino, yeah?
Of course, naturally.
Always welcome. Yeah, we've got a couple of parties come in. There's a wedding party due in later on today. We got a group of Japanese businessmen that are staying over for a couple of days. You're welcome. Yeah, drive straight on up to the hotel. The parking lot is in the basement, so you could just park your car in there. When you get up to reception, be sure to register your license plate with them and have a great stay.
Perfect.
And he hands you 2 green chips that both say 50 on them.
Well, Hopefully we'll be getting more of these, eh? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. You'll start driving up.
The gambling man, Agent Anderson.
No, see,
You're more of a sure things type of person.
Yeah, no, gambling's not for me. But luckily, the agency teaches us how to do this. Is that people, when you get to a certain age as an agent, you can just pull off the awkward middle-aged person routine, and it works perfectly because people think that's you being natural, but it's just me attempting to lie to them. So, yeah. But
so
okay,
this
I'll-
chip is like a circular green plastic chip with like a silvery center, and etched into it is this sort of stylized picture of a crown.
Okay.
Billy would like to look at the chip to work out whether it's got any type of RFID technology in it to count them. So to avoid counterfeiting.
Ah, right.
See whether it'd be easy to counterfeit any chips.
Billy's pretty smart. I'm not going to make you roll to check this. It is just a plastic chip.
Okay.
The green is see-through enough that you can tell that there's nothing in that bit, and the state of technology at this point, unless these guys were hiding all the other cool tech they might have, it doesn't look like they'd have an RFID chip small enough to fit in thousands of these things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So here, yeah, you book in. Just I don't know. You'll probably be good at coming up with a business name. The agency has like and you'll get like a little Rolodex out because this car has everything. These are like about 50 or so just complete bullshit business names I have. So if they check it, we can.
If there's any for IT security, that'll be the one I want.
Yeah, I mean, I can roll for like acting the pressure if you want, because I don't know how.
It's cool. You've got a
detailed-
Rolodex of fake businesses. It's not like they're going to do a background check until they catch you.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's and it has like a fake phone. No, not a fake phone number, but you know what I mean. Well, it is a fake phone number, like all that. Maybe even a web address, like again fake. But yeah, all right. Take that. Yeah, IT security, perfect. I mean, I never get to use these. We usually just go in and just flip the badge, but it's kind of fun. It's like the old days. Okay, yeah. So
the little Rolodex also has like a mini printer built into it, so that you can decide what name you're going to use and then drop the business card into the printer. So he hands you a business card in the name of Mark Chapman.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right.
Although he did spell Mark with a C, so sorry about that.
Right. You book us in. I'll get a lay of the land, talk to some people, just kind of see if we can get some information on this place. Okay. Right.
Right. So you're driving up to the hotel, or is Stan getting out now and then?
Well, Stan's driving, so Stan's gonna go to the hotel to get a lay of the land.
Okay, right. So you drive up to the hotel, pull into the basement. You're a little bit paranoid, Billy. So this basement's got the sort of 4 pillars thing going on, but then so do a lot of basement car park things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's not the same. No,
Probably
it's not the same place. Okay.
I mean, there's too many cars here for a start.
Cameras?
Yeah, there's cameras.
Okay.
And it's quite well lit as well. Not quite as dingy as the one from the video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody behave, Pete's here.
Right, you all right, Billy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll go check us in.
Yeah, check us in, and just do your thing on the computer, and I'll just do the old school thing, talk to some people.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll follow Billy first then. Elevator up to the lobby.
Bing.
It's a nice clean lobby. Fake marble flooring, white walls, abstract art in pastel colours on most of the walls.
So Billy's basically now doing an impression of the confident people that he knew in school that weren't nice to him. So that's...
Oh no!
So he suddenly just turns on confidence as an act. Really trying.
Just think of Paz. Just think about what Paz does. Yeah, that's a type of confidence.
You know that Billy gets flustered when he thinks about what Paz does.
So Billy looks like he's taller now as he strides through the lobby. Walks up to the desk. Hi, Mark Chapman, IT security specialist. I'm looking for a room for the weekend. Or what day of the week it is, for a couple of nights.
Absolutely, sir. Any particular requests? We have
Yes, I
several
will
rooms
need-
available.
So anything with a high-speed internet connection. I'm also going to be doing some business in my downtime here.
We do have some rooms with an internet connection. Yes, I don't know much about the speed, I'm afraid, sir. I'm not much of an expert on that kind of thing. But yes, we do have some internet-enabled rooms.
Wonderful. I will need 2 rooms, actually. My physical security consultant is also here with me.
Oh, excellent.
You'll see him. He's wandering around dressed very badly. You'll recognize him when he gets here.
She kind of looks over your shoulder out into the lobby, and actually, the only thing that will make Stan stand out from the Japanese businessmen that you can see in the lobby is the fact that Stan is about a foot taller than them, because they're all wearing these really garish Hawaiian outfits as well.
No.
And drinking ridiculous cocktails out of huge glasses with bits of pineapple in them.
I just like to think that that's all that Stan owns. It's like he got one holiday in like the mid 80s, and that's what he wore, and he's never worn anything other than the suit. He even goes to bed in like suit-based like jammies.
He doesn't so much take the suit off as step out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, there's a couple of other people floating around the lobby, sat down, reading magazines, playing on some slot machines
really broadly.
in the lobby. The casino is on the first and second floor. There are private gambling rooms in basement 3.
Okay, they can note the number of basements.
And here is your room. It's on the 8th floor, room 807.
I'm going to spin the keys around on my finger and smile as I grab
Would you like to leave a credit card imprint for any charges?
Yeah. I'm assuming... I mean, I've got a Mark Chapman fake ID. I don't think I've got a Mark Chapman credit card.
No,
would I have a blank business card?
I will say that... Well, either we'll say
I'm gonna
that
go-
Anderson gave you cash beforehand to pay
Okay.
for it, or you're using his card.
I'm just going to lie and say my security chief will sort that out when he gets here.
Yep.
Or we'll clear it up at the end of my stay.
Even when we're playing Personas, he's still the one with all the money. Okay.
Of course, sir. Enjoy your stay.
Cool.
And
Gonna head
she
up to the
she
room.
slides you 2 keys across the desk and 2 chips of 100.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Pocket
Yeah.
them. Going up to the room.
Yeah, room's quite nice, quite well laid out. Light wooden furniture. Again, pastel art on the walls.
I've
Long
got cameras.
windows
I'm
rather
looking for
than
cameras.
wide windows.
I'm assuming there's no cameras, or
There's
I'm gonna
no
look at
camera
this.
that you can see in the room. You can investigate further if you wish.
No, because I know we're here. They don't know why we're here, and it's other people that have sent us here. So I'm not actually too suspicious of the people here, as much as Billy is a very suspicious person.
Okay.
No, I just want to get online quickly, and then I want to use a move I haven't used in this entire arc. So much so, I think people might not even know that Billy has this move.
Is it the 3 horsemen?
Net friends.
Oh, shit, yeah!
It's never come in handy before.
Right, so you get yourself set up on the sort of dressing table area, plug yourself into the phone socket, which has a spare socket. That's how you know it's internet enabled.
So I'm going to contact my net friend. So when you contact a net friend to help you with a mystery, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, they're available and helpful. They can fix something, break a code, hack a computer, or get you some special information. 7 to 9, they can help, but it's going to take some time, or you're going to have to do part of it yourself. On a miss, you burn some bridges.
Yeah, oh.
I'm not particularly charming. So let's see how this goes as I contact... who am I contacting? What are the names of my net friends? One's going to be called Plague. No, what else is a net friend called?
Oh, see, is Leet Speak a thing yet? So
Yeah.
like the whole... Okay, cool.
Hackers, the film was 1994, so Leet Speak was quite a deal.
Okay, so
I
yeah,
think
we've
Plague,
got to...
Anarch.
Yeah. And...
Reroll, because you just got given
Played
one.
Anarch and reroll.
yeah.
Okay.
So bear that in mind, you have been given a reroll.
Yes,
Thank you.
very much.
6 plus nothing. I'm gonna take my reroll.
Yeah, take that.
6 again plus
Oh,
nothing.
fuck.
So that's a miss.
God,
I'm on
mark
the forums.
experience.
No, I'm not on the forums. I'm on a news group.
Yeah. So mark
Yeah.
experience.
Yay! I don't get much.
Did
of
you
that.
open with, I'm trying to break into a casino? And they went, whoa.
They'd be up for that. I probably didn't open with that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
I probably forgot the code words that we used to communicate with each other, so they don't think it's me. Oh, it doesn't say anything about consequences, so I'm guessing it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, bro.
well,
You're on your own.
Okay. Well, that's annoying.
One of them is wrestling with a Nigerian prince who owes him some money over the internet. One of them has tried to hack into a dating database to make women match with him, and is currently on the run from a private investigator from the dating agency and can't help you. And Reroll is just a dick.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a coward and won't help you without the other two to back him up.
He always does like, well, I'm re-rolling out of here. You're just like, oh, fuck you, Gary. I
Says
know
that
who
every
you
time.
are. I knew you in high school.
Okay, in that case, then I'm going to start looking up a record on the planning permission of the casino and just archives of when it was being built to try and get an idea of. I know there's 3 basements because we've got to try and find out where the money's stored, so I know it's going to be in a vault. It's probably going to be somewhere kind of central. So, yeah, basically, I've got to start looking at old plots of the land, building permissions, if anything like that was put online in these new systems and councils, and if they're hackable, because I kind of feel maybe they're not so secure back in 96. So,
Yeah, and you are quite good at what you do. So let me take a break from you and jump over to Agent Anderson and see what he's trying to scope.
So Anderson is more trying to just, as I said, get a layout of the casino, kind of, I guess, subtly trying to look at the security as well. So I'm going to roll act under pressure, if that's all right.
Yep.
And basically just I'll let you decide like how well to do. But yeah, he's basically just trying to do like the whole kind of get a read of the room kind of thing. He's not too concerned about the people milling about, gambling and stuff. It's more the security, cameras, security. That's what he's looking at, trying to subtly look at the security. Oh my, that is that's a 14.
Ooh. So, do what you wanted and something extra, or what you wanted to do to absolute perfection?
I would like the extra, preferably. So I'm wanting to get just a layout of the security, how tight it is, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, security is good here. These people have been trained. In fact, you would say they have had second-hand military training.
Oh boy.
Initially, you were thinking maybe a lot of them were ex-military, but actually you're thinking about it and you're looking at it and it's quite dated military training. So it looks like they've been trained by someone who was military before.
Yeah.
But as a result, they are good, observant security guards. The extra that you get is that they are all deferring to an older gentleman who's sat at the bar in the casino. And he's got a drink, but he doesn't seem to really touch it very often. Occasionally he lifts it to his lips and then puts it back down again. So it's a glass of scotch, but he could have been nursing that thing for hours, as near as you can tell. He's wearing a white suit and a white shirt and a white bow tie, has a white moustache and goatee beard, and quite thick but short white hair as well. Distinguished would be a good word to describe him. He's also quite well built for a man of his age, and the security guards are all very deferential towards him. He looks like, to the normal eye, he would look like a patron.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to be a lot more of a permanent fixture, because the bar staff are also deferring to him.
Okay.
And he's watching everything on the floor. He's watching the pit bosses, watching the rest of the floor as well.
I was going to say, oh, he's a pit boss, but you just said he's watching the pit boss.
Yeah, he's above the pit bosses.
See, I don't know if this is this needs to be out of character, but I guess it's not unreasonable for Anderson to kind of make this connection. He sounds kind of like chief of security or that kind of thing where
Yeah,
he's like...
that'd be a safe assumption.
Yeah, he's some kind of authority, and he feels more comfortable being there rather than by like cameras or whatever.
Now, the first floor of the casino, which is the one that you're on at this stage, the first one up in the hotel from the lobby as well, is roulette and cheap tables for blackjack and poker. It's got all of the one-armed bandits. What do they call them in the States?
Oh, I don't know.
Slot machine.
Slot machines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other ones where you pull the arm and the thingy spins round.
Yeah, that's a slot machine.
Yeah, so of course it's the slots, isn't it? So you got all the slots, the roulette. It's quite a loud room, this one. There's lots of rattling and clacking and beeping and pinging. There are many drunk people in here, some of whom look fresh and bright-eyed, some of whom look absolutely knackered. There are waitresses wearing little skimpy white dresses, going around with trays, silver heels.
Okay.
Nobody appears to be paying for their drinks, at least not while they're on the floor.
Yeah, that's again another classic casino tactic. Interesting.
There's the occasional whoop from someone who's won a bit of money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that actually kind of interesting. Okay. I guess because it's a medium where you can't hear what I'm thinking or Anson's thinking. So I think it's interesting because when we first kind of approached, I thought they'd be like really weird, puritanical like types, but it seems like a normal casino. Like I thought there'd be some kind of like weird, like everyone's smiling. Well, everyone is smiling.
Everyone is smiling.
Like, yes, but good smiling.
Yeah.
Well, until they lose all their money. But so that's interesting. I'm thinking, do I want to talk to this? No, I don't want to.
While you stood watching, though, somebody goes up to the check-in booth and checks in a big handful of chips.
Okay.
Pushes over a good couple of $1,000 worth of chips onto the counter, and the croupier behind the counter, little green visor and everything, smiles at the guy. You can't hear what they're saying because it's so very, very loud.
Yeah.
Pulls the chips in, kind of scrapes them into this little oblong pod, pops the oblong pod up over his shoulder into a hole in the wall where it's sucked away and vanishes.
Okay.
Passes the guy a little bit of paper to sign, and then a few seconds later, another pod pops in to a little catching station. And the croupier takes it out, opens it up, pulls out a fat stack of cash, slides it across to the guy.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, I think he's going to take note of all this. I think he's not going to push his luck, because I think making himself super known right now is not good for a potential heist, if that's what we're doing. And then I think he will go to the front desk and he'll have the whole thing where it's like, yeah, you need to pay. He'll roll his eyes. He'll be like, oh boy.
Oh, you Mr. Chapman's security consultant?
Yes,
he's been in already. He's in room 807. He has the key to your room, which is 806, just across the hall.
Yeah, okay. No problem.
He said that you carried the cards for security reasons and that you would leave an imprint to cover any costs while you're here.
Yes, I will. And yeah, Anderson will give the agency card, which again, I presume, since it's a fucking shadow agency, is like, oh yeah, you can try and trace this.
Yeah, good luck tracing this.
It's just an all black card with like silver numbers, like 0000004.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the agency will know, but fuck it, they'll think Anderson's just on a holiday, so.
Yeah, I mean, occasional expenses aren't exactly frowned upon.
No, exactly. Yeah. They'll probably be delighted because, like, oh, thank fucking God. It's normal shit he's expensing, not the weird stuff.
Once she's got the imprint, she slides you over a red chip that has 500 written on it.
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay.
There you go, sir. This one's on the house.
Oh,
have a good time.
That's very kind. Thank you. And he'll kind of take it and head up to the room and try and, just, casual. It definitely is probably going to change back into some kind of suit because this is all.
Well, when you were in the lobby, you would have seen a group of about a dozen Japanese businessmen all wearing
who were
loud
also
Hawaiian
in-
shirts
yeah.
and shorts,
Well, I guess
drinking
it does kind of
extravagant
fit.
drinks and chattering away to one another in Japanese. You speak Japanese, though, don't you?
I do, yes. I would actually understand them, but I have a feeling they're just
They're just
shooting the
nattering and a
shit.
bit
Yeah.
pissed.
Oh yeah. They're
having a
relaxing,
great time.
Yeah, exactly. That's good for them. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you head up to Billy's room. Come in. How's it going, Mark?
At room. Not good. I haven't been able to get anyone available to help. So, a few things I've been thinking of. I think
Okay.
I should be able to try and look at local council records if they've been digitized, and maybe
Okay,
find
yeah.
out more layout of the building. But I've also been thinking two things. One, how long have we got left until our deadline?
We probably have what, like
It wasn't
30
far to get
hours?
there because you're
No,
quite close to
like-
Pennsylvania, aren't you? So you've got like
So we've still got like 44 hours. Or
42,
something.
43 hours
Yeah.
left.
okay, yeah.
Okay, I've got this computer here, and I'm going to set up a run to try and decrypt the video scrambler on that guy's face to see if we can work out who they are. But that's going to take hours to run, so I'm just going to have that going.
Okay, yeah.
Then I also think we should find out why he wants to rob these people, because that might give us more of a link as to who he is,
Okay.
rather than maybe
Well-
focusing all of our efforts on trying to rob these people.
That's fair. I will tell you this though: these guys are top notch. Well, not top notch, but their the security is like it's military. It's second hand, but
Okay. How
don't
does that
think-
compare to like demon spider people?
Well, put it this way:
Because I
most-
jumped out of a window once,
You did,
and this
did,
place
and
is 8 stories tall.
exactly. Put it this way: most agents are trained by current military people. So if it was a 1-to-1 fight, I probably could take them, but it's not 1-to-1. It's like 1 to. How many did I see? Like I must have seen. Like give a rough estimate. Like
On the
100.
floor, you wouldn't have seen anywhere near as many as that. The security guards there aren't carrying automatic rifles. They've only
yeah,
got
of
like
course, yeah.
sidearms. There were probably only 4 security guards on that floor,
Okay.
and the same number again in the lobby. You don't know how many
Okay.
there are on the second floor or in the
Yeah, of
basement
course,
gambling
but-
suite.
But
But
like if I was to be, and there's a big.
if every guard
guesstimate.
in the hotel was summoned onto you at once, you'd be looking at least a dozen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, still not great because they'll probably be packing heat.
Yeah.
And there's only so much Agent Anderson can do. Yeah, I mean, I could take a couple, but as you said, I don't know. I think learn about more of these people is good. I'm just saying, people who hire people to train their people in military grade combat is, I don't know. But I think learn about more of them is important. There's a head honcho type. I didn't make any contact with him, but it might be worth keeping an eye on him as well. And yeah.
Could we just lie about having robbed the casino? So you got to think the person who's got us to do this must be able to know whether the casino has been robbed or not. Because
Exactly.
if someone robbed a casino, that's not really, they don't like to advertise that. So I don't even know that someone would even say or let it out in the news if we managed to pull this off. If we walked off with
yeah,
1.2 million,
I-
and then we lie, how's he going to know if we've lied? He's going to
Exactly.
send people to collect it, and then we can jump those people.
I agree with you. I think that we need to understand what the relationship is between these types. I just don't know how to do that, which is why I'm hoping maybe
Okay.
okay.
Did you go to the church next door?
No, I've not been there yet. I'm gonna change into the suit because honestly, it's not me. I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable with so much.
You should definitely change.
Yeah, red. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah. So yeah, he'll
Okay,
get
you're
changed
more of
back
an
into
alternate.
his suit.
So, Billy, what do you want to do while Agent Anderson gets changed?
Okay, I want to set up this computer to try and start running a decryption
Okay.
on the facial thing.
Yep.
I'm got to then hack into the local council to try.
Yep.
Well, I'll see if the plans are just available publicly, and if not, then I'll hack if anything's been digitized. Because I want to find out where the vault is. I want to find. Oh, I guess I do the roll and then I get questions, don't I? So
Yeah, sure.
that's-
So, I guess we are investigating a mystery
Or am I acting under pressure?
or acting under pressure. Which one? I suppose it depends on which one you're rolling on. It's investigate a mystery on the face decrypty, But no, you don't have to roll that one, so it'd be acting under pressure to try and hack, because you're typing quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also you're doing something that... No, I would say acting under pressure because you're trying to do something where there's a degree, where the degree of failure is high. So there's pressure. Yeah, pressure is quite nebulous in this.
Come on, cool. 8 + 1, 9.
No, good.
Okay, jolly good. So, yeah, you hack into the local... It's not difficult. This is like regional county Pennsylvania software. These are not the best equipped IT people. Gruyere County...
Login is admin and password is
password.
Yeah.
Gruyere County has a big empty gap right in the middle of it where this place is. They've sold the land and the rights to the land completely in perpetuity to the Children of Grace. So Gruyere County has no records for this place. All they've got is a land deed and contract between Gruyere County and 3 signatories for the Children of Grace. The first signatory is a man by the name of Rex Monday, sorry.
I've got to start writing these bits down.
The second one just says Colonel Smith. And the last one is Father Mark Harbour.
That's Mark with a C.
Yeah, it's Mark with a K, unfortunately. Why would you call the guy Marcy?
Okay, can I see when this became a thing? Like, how long has this place been here?
This place looks like it's been here for about 7 years.
Okay. Cool. Right. So I might also want to check newspaper records to see what happened here 7 years ago, as to if there was any mention of these Children of Grace getting the land.
7 years ago, there's a big land buyout. Turns out the county was really strapped for cash. It's quite a poor county, had relied on tin mines. Tin mines had dried up. County was really struggling. Schools were bombing out. Crime was going up. Unemployment was high. People were unhappy. Things were going really badly. This Rex Monday chap comes along and waves around a huge bag of cash, buys up a chunk of the land, employs loads of people to build his complex, pumps money into the local economy, and agrees a yearly payout to the local area for the rights to own the land and have a casino. So it looks like this place actually saved the county from financial ruin, according to the papers.
Okay.
Anton.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, check out the names of these signatories who's setting out. Okay, so we've got Father Harbour, something to do with the church. Okay, we've got this Colonel person and a Rex Monday.
One of the
remember
pictures,
the person in the video.
Shows these 3 men, and you recognise the Colonel Smith one as the guy in the white suit at the bar.
Yeah, they're really like, yes, okay, shit.
Okay, the person in the video said about the office where the feather is. He didn't call him a CEO or an owner or a manager. He called him a king.
Yeah,
the guy's called Rex Monday. Like,
exactly. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Yeah,
Billy's making that connection. Even
that's genius. No,
Billy's not letting Rex and King go.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. And also,
that's what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So. Okay.
So.
I'll handle getting the feather. I can do that. If you work on getting the money, I can get the feather. Okay. Because I guess this is the big question. Do we want to actually take money from these people, or do we want to try and... Because if we show our hand and they bite us, I
That
don't.
could bite pretty hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Your encryption software, your de-encryption software beeps at you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
There is no
I'm
encryption.
going to slide across the room on my chair.
Oh, on
I'm
your
not
chair.
going to get up.
Yeah, there's no encryption
Nice.
on the video.
Well,
There is no
Oh,
encryption on the
shit.
video.
so it's not been scrambled.
His face is definitely scrambled, not visible, can't be made out, but there is absolutely no video encryption.
One of my
Software that's
questions,
been
one of
used.
the questions I had from my investigator mystery when I looked at the videos, and
Go
I
on then.
held one. Okay, so I'm thinking now it's some sort of supernatural entity that is able to just scramble his identity. So the question is, what is he? What kind of monster is it? I guess.
Yeah, that
That's
was
the question. Yeah. Because I'm running through my head like things that interact with optics. I'm thinking, well, vampires don't have reflections, so I know other types
Yeah.
of monsters can.
The
mess around
monster
with
can be
optics.
pretty broad. Cause
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
be a
Your
thing
your
that-
Things
best
have
guess
glamours.
would be some kind of wizard or spellcaster.
Mhm.
Because looks completely human, has supernatural powers, is
Yeah.
a wizard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, tell Agent Anson this information.
So yeah,
and stuff.
from your best
Yes.
guess, the obscuring of the face is magic rather than technology,
Technological.
which means that either the guy in the shot is a wizard or someone working for him is a wizard, in which
Okay.
case he's someone powerful enough to command wizards.
Right. Okay. So
I feel like when Billy says wizards, he says it in a way like people would believe wizards aren't a thing. But he's terrified of wizards. Wizards.
no, I love it. Okay. Right. Okay. I think. Look, I'm putting my cards on the table. Pun intended, since we're at a casino. Look, I don't give a fuck about these people. These children of grace. Okay. I just want to get Aggie and Paz back. And it pains me that we've got to play to this guy's fiddle, but we don't know where he is, and I don't think we're going to be able to stop him. If you have any better idea, I don't mean that to be cynical or sarcastic. I'm genuinely, if you have a means that we can get the money and the feather without fucking these people over, but I don't know.
Okay. So maybe we should go with two-pronged then. One of us should just go and talk to them and explain we've been asked to fuck them over. And see what we can find out that way about this person. Because if we just find out who it is, we can go get him.
Okay.
That's all we really want to know is because they must have an idea of who their enemies are.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's one. But if they're not cooperative, then we're probably going to have to find a way to get this money and this feather.
Okay. But my concern, I think we need to save that I think we need to get the fucking over part covered first.
Yeah.
So that when we reveal our hand and they say no, then we can just trigger the plan.
Spring
Okay.
into action.
Exactly. So what is the plan to get in the money? We're going to do it cheatsy by like card counting, or are we just going to steal it?
I mean, I guess winning it fairly that's a way.
Okay.
But the house always wins there. I have to work out what game we can play. We'd have to get into a private members game.
I have a question
Yeah.
for the storyteller. So let's say we go down this path, because I think this is actually more interesting than like a convoluted heist between two people, because this will take forever if it is.
Especially like 40
Would-
hours. Like,
would you
in my
allow-
head, this is what I've got. I've got like, we're going to somehow get a piano in there because Billy can play the piano.
Oh,
And
that's
somehow
oh.
get money in a grand piano and get it out that way. And I'm like, I don't know how to get money into a piano. And it still sound like a good piano because
The funny thing was,
Billy used to
this-
play like consoles.
I was talking
and
about
stuff, so he's
Ocean's
actually
11
really-
before this, and I just
talented.
realized, like, oh damn, but it's hard because it's Ocean's 2.
Ocean's 1-1, that makes 11.
Yeah. So the question I have is, if we were going to do like some kind of cheatsy, because obviously we're not going to try and win fairly because it's a casino. They
Yeah.
don't let you win fairly, so we'd have to do something.
Yeah, the amount of money they're giving away to people.
That's also weird. And Billy's going to start looking at the colors to see if there's some sort of weird pattern there, like he does with the lights are flicking. Because if he's in the Agent Anson's ship as a 500, he's going to realize the gate guys gave us 50, the desk gave me 100, and then someone gave him 500. So Billy's going to start playing with numbers in his head. But yeah.
Yeah, that leads into a whole spiral of Fibonacci sequences and golden ratios and all kinds of stuff.
And then probably realizing that they just...
Colours of the electromagnetic spectrum.
You're giving away a lot of money. So Billy was focusing on the colours of the chips we've been given and if that means anything.
Okay.
But this is Billy's best heist plan that he's going to try and explain to Agent Anderson that he can come up with in about an hour based on most of the plots that Billy has seen in films.
I'm down for that. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I need the answer to this question to be yes, by the way, for story purposes. Did you see a grand piano down there when you were looking around?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is one in the lobby.
I'm going to spend a story point. Was that point of luck, I guess that would be.
That would be a point of luck for there to be a grand piano in the lobby. Right. No, what was it that you were in the process of asking before the cat started attacking you?
Yeah, the cat.
Let me in!
Yeah, she scratches it.
Do my bidding, human!
Yeah, she does. She comes in and meows at me. Anyway, the question I was going to ask was, would you be cool if we were going to do like card count or something as Anderson to roll on cool when you know that cool is like one of my best stats? Because I do feel I would be acting under pressure to be constantly like trying to game the system. But I also recognize that that'll probably only get us like a tenth of the way. Because at a certain point, they're just gonna be like, "Yeah, sir, you need to leave because you've made like $1 million at like." I
would argue that an act under pressure roll would get you so far as to getting you into the third basement private gambling rooms.
Okay,
but when it comes to the card counting, you'd probably need Billy to be doing something sharp.
So this is the most gaming that I've ever done because I tend to role play more than mechanically stuff.
Yeah, no, it's I.
But if we play poker, Billy has a suspicious mind, so he knows when people are lying.
Of course.
So someone can't bluff Billy in poker.
Right. No. Okay. Like. I kind of know. I legitimately want to
that
try
kind of
and
plays
get
into
us
the weird conspiracy savant type thing.
Yeah, it's perfect. Works absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. You want to actually game to get the money. I'm not going to make you individually roll each hand to see who wins.
Of course, yeah.
You come up with game suitable ways in which you're going to do it. And if Agent Anderson's going to bluff people with how cool he is to get through the first round, and then Billy's going to get super suspicious and card counting in the second.
Okay, let's do this. And the sad part is we can't do this like a heist film where we leave out bits of it because you're watching us live. So we'll explain our heist, but
we absolutely can leave out bits of it, and then we could throw in. But remember when?
That is
like
true.
In Blades in the Dark.
True.
There's nothing stopping us having the occasional flashback.
So, yes.
So what I'll do is I will say, if you want to have a flashback because you've missed something or forgotten something, you can have one for a point of luck.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Let's operate on this logic then. So, we need the feather, we need the money. If Agent Anderson acts as, let's say, you're kind of like, your face. Because
hype man.
Hype man, yeah, because you are, you don't mingle with the riffraff.
We're business partners.
Yeah, business partners.
I'm the tech person, but you're the presentable person.
And I kind of, schmooze my way or kind of bluff my way into getting you at the table, right? To completely just wreck them at poker. And while you're doing that, I will do the covert mission to grab the feather.
Okay.
Because we need the feather.
Yeah. We do need the feather as well.
And then just as you're like laying the final hand and you're sweeping in all the money, then I'll come in with obviously not like waving the feather around, but I'll have the feather and I'll say, well, gentlemen, we will leave, which is not unrealistic because, we've just taken a crap ton of money from people. So we'll leave, we'll exchange it, and hopefully everything will go well.
I think before we do that, we should just search some news to see if we find out anything about this feather so that we know, because I'm thinking if it looks like it's easily copyable, if it's just like, hey, that just looks like a dove feather like this, maybe we can find another one and you can swap it out. But
that's a good point. That is
because we need to know what the feather looks like. Because what if you get there and there's like 20 feathers?
That is very true. There's a bird. There's just
and there's a bird in the room.
And I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
So I do think we need to find out about the
Okay.
feather.
If you do the research for that, then Agent Anderson will go off and do the laying the groundwork to get you into that third
High
level.
stakes game.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll start with Billy then.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for researching this feather?
Yes. No, is
Act
it?
under pressure?
Yeah, I know.
Again,
our-
it's finding the right answer, isn't it? It seems like one of the other things would be fit better, but act under pressure is for everything other than specifics.
Specifics. Unless
Yeah,
you
so
are
this is-
aiming to crit succeed.
So what I'm
for-
going to try and aim my researching on is the fact this other person's some sort of wizard and he wants this feather.
Yeah.
I'm going to see. I want to search annals of some sort of magic feathers in the area
Don't
that might
search
somehow
annals,
be linked.
search annals. Much
Annals.
safer.
I'm going to blame that on my accent. Okay.
No, it's one of those things where you've not seen heard a word spoken, but you've seen it written down things.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, no, wait,
I do that
seven.
all the time.
7's a pass?
Seven
Seven's
is
just
a
a
pass.
pass. Yeah, with
7 and
conditions. Yeah.
7 is a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
And for those at home, like a hard choice is like an actual mechanical thing. It's not a turn of phrase.
Yeah.
So it's like something that the storyteller can hold on to for
So,
later.
what exactly were you researching?
I want to find out what this feather is, what it looks like.
Okay. So this feather, as you dig into it and you see there's an interview with Rex in his office, behind him on the wall is a framed feather. I mean, it's a feather. It's clearly a feather, but it's about 2 feet long. It's made of stone, and there's some kind of small bit of writing underneath it. Looks like a fossil.
Curious. Got my monster head on. I think it's a rook feather, but
Okay, that makes the
Not a
stealing
rook, rock.
part. Rock, yeah.
okay, rock. Yeah,
Part of the
rook.
sea.
Rook is actual bad.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit trickier to steal and to duplicate.
There's Agent Anderson thinking, I'll just whack it in my pocket and be right out of there.
I was
Just go in with
hoping
a
that would
trilby
be
and
the
just
case.
stick it on the side of the trilby as you walk out. I've always had this here.
Oh. Okay, well, it's definitely gonna have to be you leave the same time Agent Anderson is leaving.
Maybe we can get the stakes raised to gamble for the feather.
Yeah, but that's something I'll ask because I think you've mentioned a couple of times. The third, that's in like the basement. That's like the proper, like, you know, the oil barons and the tech trillionaires go there. Well, they would have been billionaires in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still millionaires. I don't think we had the billionaires yet.
So it wouldn't be like that's in the guy's office, isn't it? So it'd be a bit weird if we were like, wait, like that feather in your office. Wait, what?
Yeah, so
what?
his office is on like the 3rd floor up,
Yeah.
above the 2 casino
From-
floors, and the Baron's room is on the 3rd floor down below the car parks.
Okay. Interesting. Something I was going to ask then from just Billy's role, and you can say no because it wasn't a thing, and it's also me asking. Does it seem like he brags? Like, is this like noteworthy, this feather, or is it just a thing he owns?
It's not. There's nothing mentioned about it. There's no writing about it. There's no story about it in the news or anything like that. But the fact that it's positioned so that it is right behind his head when he's at his desk shows that it is of some significance to him.
Special to him, but
Yeah.
not like anyone else is gonna be like, it's a feather, it's a big rock. Okay.
But if
Billy?
you look in the hotel's own information brochures that are there,
Yeah.
it's in there as well. It's used as like an emblem
Oh, okay.
for it's behind the writing for Grace-Land.
Okay.
You wouldn't have recognised it until you've seen the picture of it, but now you recognise it is the logo for everything here.
Okay.
And that stylised crown is made up of 5 of them on the chips.
Okay. Billy, here's the plan I have so far. We stick with what you've done, so we've got. So you're going to go in there, taking all the cash. I've also realised that they may preempt our problem and like take you to a dark room to have a chat with you. So if that happens, we'll need like Right, this is something we've not agreed upon because it's the 90s. We don't have phones, do we? Or if we do, they're like agent, like...
You've definitely got a phone in the
You have a
Stanmobile.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've had walkie-talkie type stuff.
Yeah,
You
kind
have
of
had
communic-
phones in the past, because I had a phone in 94, let alone 96.
Yeah.
So,
So I
they are a
think-
thing. I would say you've definitely got a phone,
You've
and
got
I
the big,
wouldn't
like,
put it
car
past
phone.
Billy to have one because he's the tech guy.
Okay.
Ichabod wouldn't have a phone,
No, that makes sense, yeah. Okay, so just
probably.
contact me in some way if anything goes really, really, really tits up.
Stan's definitely got a beeper as well, though.
Oh, well, there you go. Something to me.
I mean, also, I'm going to be in the basement. I might not be able to get signal down there.
Okay,
I'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. You keep working on the information stuff. I will try and schmooze your way into that club, and I do actually have a plan for that, so don't worry.
Cool. Going to give Agent Anderson my other chips because there's going to be a buy-in for that game.
Yep, no, there is.
Probably
there
going to
is.
be more
So,
So you've got
$700.
750 in chips.
yeah.
Probably gonna be more
So, unless you want to do Billy's scene,
Oh, I'll do you first this time.
Um,
So you head on
Sorry,
down
yeah.
to the first floor casino.
sorry, I feel like I just I said like, no, me first. Get out of the way, Billy.
Well, we did Billy
Apologies, I
first
mean
the
it
last
like
two
that.
times, so it's only
Okay.
fair.
Um,
Oh no,
Okay,
battle
s-
of the two nicest people.
oh no, we'll never get through that door that we've held open for each
Like
other.
two old ladies are trying to pay for tea.
Oh god. So here's what I was thinking. Anderson goes to one of the poker tables, like just on the first floor, and I'd like to just be gambling. I'm not trying to gamble well, but I want to gamble competently. This is where I'm hoping I can use that under pressure, just to be like, I don't completely like shit the bed and make it obvious that I'm completely inept. I just want to be
Okay, well, act
you know,
under pressure then, and we'll
Okay.
measure your competency based on how that comes out.
Hey, ooh, it's definitely on the lower end. That's a 7.
Okay, so you're struggling to get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
You haven't lost much.
No, but
You're sort of hovering around the 600-700 mark. You're
Yeah.
having to play it a little bit safe. So you haven't found your rhythm. You're not really in the vibe. It's not
But-
working how you necessarily hoped. But you
No,
are
I
playing,
know,
and you haven't been blown out.
yeah, that's the key thing. And I'm assuming there's other people at the table.
Yeah, after about an hour of play, you've held on at the table, and other people have come and gone. One person has been spoken to by a croupier with a quiet word in his ear, and has left and gone upstairs.
Okay, well, basically what Anderson's wanting to do is kind of that. Oh, this is, I guess, really out of character for him, but like kind of like cocky, like dicky kind of thing, where it's like, okay, you're losing, but you're really trying to not look like you're losing, but you're losing. That kind of like, well, I mean, like when I was back in Atlantic City, I mean, the money was just rolling it, like that kind of like boasting. But
So you want to
it's
make it look like you're losing,
well, I
or
want.
you want to
I want-
convince someone else that they are.
No.
Like a
Well,
big-
let me explain
a big
where
shot,
I'm.
like
sorry.
a high roller.
Yeah, no, I've explained this horribly. I do apologize. My intention is to start a conversation in which I can boast about my fellow business partners' amazing skill
Okay.
in the hope that they go, oh, may be interested. And I'm kind of, that's why I'm not too disappointed if I did badly, because it's not really about putting my skill to the test. It's more about trying to, at least gab long enough that someone goes, fucking just like, and I would like to roll manipulate someone. for
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was going to call for.
Nope, that's totally fine. Oh, that's actually not terrible. That's an 8. So still a mixed success, but
Okay, so yeah, you've turned a few heads. There is some interest in. You're quite tenacious as a gambler. You're hanging in there. A lot of people in your shoes would have pissed off to go on something else and try and change
Yeah.
their luck that way. But you've hung in there, and so you've been at the table for longer than most of the other players that are there now. They've circulated around. And so, yeah, people are starting to listen to you because you're the longest serving person at the table. So you're like the king of this table now, even though other people have been taken to go upstairs and you haven't. New people who are coming are kind of being pulled into your gravity, if you like. So you've sort of taken charge of the game.
Okay. I was also going to say, I like the idea that it's like, I mean, at first I thought it was lies, but he just keeps badgering on about this. There has to be some truth to it.
So yeah, people are hanging off of your words and listening to what you're saying and sort of following you in the gambling, and you start to increase the amount you're making because other people are following you.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm definitely doing that right. So yeah, Mark, he said you do this. I'm kind of hoping occasionally it's like the person at the table's like, oh shit, that is actually a good, like obviously sometimes it's like, oh that's a fucking stupid thing to say, but then occasionally it's like, oh, that's actually a gambling technique.
Yeah. All right, well, give us another act under pressure then, and we'll see if you improve. You've got a re-roll as well, remember?
Oh, I do, yes.
You might want to save that for later though.
Oh yes, hallelujah. That is in 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes.
Yeah, people just start caving around you. All of a sudden you hit your stride and the money goes shoots straight up. Before you know it, people are leaving the table muttering about going on the slots because that's all the chips they've got left. They're with their 1s and 2s and 5s, and you're like, got the red chips, and you've got a couple of grand that you've built up over the course of the evening. And we'll jump back to Billy for a sec.
I was researching this feather, but we've already done the feather research, right?
You did the conventional research of the feather, yeah. You haven't researched what the feather could represent or anything. You just looked into local history on it.
It'll be good if we can get links to this other person and who they are and stuff like that. Yeah, so
I'm actually going to get you to investigate a mystery on this feather, to look into slightly more esoteric stuff.
Yes, more supernatural. What's the name of the... I'm trying to remember in Ghostbusters when they list off a load of like weird supernatural directories all the time. But it's like Zothor's Guide to the Supernatural and stuff
that
like
kind
that,
of thing.
And the Paranormal Index. But yeah, so I'm going to my usual resources for these things. Okay. Double 6.
Oh.
And what is it? Sharp plus 3?
Sharp.
So 15?
Yikes.
I don't think it's possible to roll higher.
So again, you can ask any question, but it's of the what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, what's being concealed here.
Okay, so what is this feather? Do I get multiple questions?
Yeah, you get sort of multiple questions. You can ask any question you want, but you would normally get hold 2. So
you get 2.
But... You get 2, but they don't have to be just from the list.
Yeah.
So I want to know that what is this feather, and then
prosaically,
I want to find a link to this other person who's interested in this feather. Thank you.
Prosaically, this feather is an Archaeopteryx feather. However, it is known supernaturally that fossils of Archaeopteryx feathers are often actually remnants from Thunderbird, which is an ancient American spirit of great power. So the kinds of people that would be interested in that sort of thing would be people who want specifically power in America. Anybody who got their hands on that feather would be able to exert significant control over large chunks of the nation. It's not a feather you would want in DC in the hands of a bad person, for instance. And it would also go some way towards explaining why this little consortium managed to reverse the fortunes of this collapsing county. Because it's magic.
And why Wibbly Wobbly Face is wanting it, presumably, as well.
Okay. Is there anything... I'm guessing quite a few people are going to want this. So I'm not going to be able to work out who wants it, or narrow down a list of who wants
anybody
this.
Who wants power would want this, but they would also have to know it existed, know where it is. So it does limit it down to people with lots of money and resources already, but also some supernatural skill and power.
Okay, then. So, what is the not lineage? What's the word when it's to do with the provenance? The provenance of this object. Who's it gone through in case someone lost it at some point and wants it back?
You can't really track the history of it without talking to people or having someone do a psychic read on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is, and you know that this guy has it from the two separate information streams.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough.
You also realise from being Billy and your pattern recognition thing, you have a pattern recognition thing, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, they just naturally
While you're doing the research, you see a couple of like magical sigils and stuff while you're skimming through pages. And you've seen one of them before, and you realise that if you overlay a map of the town with one of these sigils, the street network of this town is a sigil for prosperity. It's been made, the whole compound is a giant sigil of prosperity.
Oh, I think they're going to notice if this feather goes missing.
They are, fuck. Okay. So it's going to have to be smash and grab, at least for the feather. I can just say, I find it very, I don't know, maybe humorous that this guy was like, man, I really need this feather. And my pride won't let me not get the money that these people were also going to steal. Like, the money is complete. If I'm reading this correctly, the money is completely superfluous. And I find it very, I guess, human that he's just like, yeah, no, this is really like fucking, my pride has been wounded. They tried to steal from me. Clearly,
the money is more of a distraction for you two. Like, get me 1.2 million and some random feather.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
When actually what he wants is the feather and doesn't really care about the money. But he's got two hostages, so...
Yeah. I mean, I still want us to do the gambling thing, if only because when are we going to get to do Heist like that?
So, yeah, okay.
So
he's going to do the gambling, and if the opportunity presents itself... Well, I mean, you're still going to steal the feather?
Well, Ian Johnson's come back up at this point with the chips and stuff.
You were given an invitation to the second floor.
Okay.
Gambling suite. Once you broke about $5,000.
Okay.
It was like time to move you into the big boy club.
Okay. What was does it look like I was able to kind of communicate that Billy was like not my teacher, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like...
Oh, yeah, they've got absolutely no problem if you want to go up to your room first or put a call in or what have you. You've now got an invite and they've given you like a little pass.
All right, that's fine. As I said, what I'm trying to do is get Billy into the big rollers. I'm not.
So far, you're only into the second floor.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because my plan is now, once I've come back up, I'm like, okay, Billy, I'm in the second floor. If I can finagle it so that you can come with me, you wow them. It's like, you know, it's like, do you remember that time where Ichabod said he'd be your wingman and you both came back with like, you know, well, you'd been crying for the whole night. Yeah, hot wings, yeah. I actually love the idea. Ichabod's like, yeah, that's what a wingman does. He gets you hot wings. What else is there? But yeah, like, I think
they used to give you an invite card. Can I just take your card and...
It doesn't have a name on it.
Shit, yeah. Oh, there we go then. Yeah, if you can wow them and get into the third room, then that would be perfect. Yeah.
Okay. And I will relay what I found out about this feather and its significance. This thing is
and the fact
really
that it's 2 feet long and made out of stone.
Yeah, that is like...
It's made of stone, first of all. Also, incredibly magical. This thing comes from... This is a fossilized thunderbird feather. Big magical birds. Very powerful. We don't want this other person getting it. That's the thing.
No.
And the whole reason this place even works is because of that. The whole road layout, I'm going to pull up my maps, is because of the shape of this thing. It's like a magical fuel, and it's just pumping prosperity into this whole place.
Okay.
Probably going to
question.
notice when it goes missing.
No, I agree. I have a question for the storyteller again. Apologies. Would
That's
you
literally
allow
my
me
job.
to? Would you allow me to make a deal with the agency if I phoned them? I'll still roll. I'm just. Would you let me do that, or am I still in the doghouse?
No,
for
I
a
mean
bit?
it's a part of your character. You can do that. You're just coming at it from the perspective of you're in the doghouse.
Okay.
So
I would like
I'm
to-
not going to take away one of your abilities or moves just because of
Okay, yeah.
narrative stuff.
So I'm going to roll just so everyone's aware. I should note sharp is my second worst stat. When you deal with the agency requesting help or gear or making excuse for a failure, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you're good. Your request for gear or personnel is okayed, or your slip up goes unnoticed. On a 7 or 9, things aren't so great. Blah blah blah. If I miss, they're very angry with me. So I'm going to roll, and I'm probably have to use my reroll on this, folks, because this is the bad one. Yeah, re-rolling that. That was a 6.
On a 6.
A 5. So I'm gonna.
Remember, you can spend a point of luck for a flashback instead.
I'm gonna have to spend a point of luck, which is actually quite funny because when the professional does this, every time you spend luck, you've got like a special thing that happens. When the professional does it, they get lots of red tape, which means the agency is like giving them grief. So I'm still in some kind of doghouse, even when I'm bringing them like this. Yeah. Anyway, so he'll phone them up. He'll go into the bathroom for this, and he'll kind of, and interestingly, because we've done this before, he's gonna go straight to the top. Like he's gonna put the very super special, not only meant to be put in phone number. Like if you found, I don't know, like something like a magical object that can control parts of these United States. And he's gonna basically like phone up. So he's gonna be like, hello, this is Stanley Anderson, and I have information relating to a class Delta magical object.
Please hold.
Yes, thank you.
You get transferred. This is Agent Black.
Yes, hello, Agent Black. I have in
Sorry, Director
my...
Black wouldn't it?
Oh,
Wouldn't be
Director,
Agent
yes.
at this point.
Yeah. they still send the intern. No. Yes, so hello there, Director. I have come into my knowledge of a rock or a Thunderbird feather, and I would like to give it to the agency. However, there is a catch with that. It is going to be in the next 48 hours in the hands of a certain organization that I do not have the purview for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get I was about to say a chip, that's not what I'm saying, a bug onto the feather, and I would like you to track it and requisition it from said agency, from said group. Would that be a possibility?
Is this the Idaho one or the Pennsylvania one?
Pennsylvania.
Well, that's doing its job where it is.
Yes, it is, but I should note that it is going to be stolen. And what I'm saying is you can steal it back. I don't have the resources to steal it back.
Do you not have the resources to stop the steal?
I'm attempting to do that, but I'm a character. How fucking awful is this going to be when they find out the person stealing it is me? That's why they're going to put all this red tape up with me. So you got us. Never mind. Yeah.
So Billy wants to hold up a bit of paper to you, and it's just going to say tracking chip, and it's going to be a specific model of tracking chip, and it's just going to be like IZX341 for some reason. It's a specific model.
Yes. So I am unable to prevent the theft from occurring due to some complications in the individuals involved. I can't say anything at the moment. However, what I can say is that I'm more than happy to have it returned to the site. I just need some agents to... I have my own people. I need the clearance to, do the deed, so to speak, and get the artifact back to the location it should be.
Look, that thing has to stay put there. That entire county kind of hinges on that thing. We have a deal with Mundy. He's a known factor. You know, witness protection.
Yeah, no, I completely
Yeah, he's
understand.
our equivalent of witness protection. We placed him there.
Okay, yes, no, I completely understand that. Well, how about we say this, right? I will get myself down to Pennsylvania. I'm going to put myself on security detail, and I will make sure that that feather does not get stolen. However, if it does get stolen, I will put you guys into contact to find and return it from the thieves.
All right, Anderson. Get yourself down there.
Yes, understood.
Watch
Director.
it like a hawk, like a damned
Yes.
thunderbird.
Of course, sir. Yes.
There are powers and potentates moving in these United States that we do not want getting their hands on something of that magnitude.
Of course, sir. Absolutely. Clink.
How'd it go?
He's gonna punch his fist through a table. About as well as that, yeah.
Oh,
So, I have the plan for you, Billy. You're really not gonna like it.
okay.
I'm going to steal. Okay, so just a news flash. The agency is fully aware of this and is actually a big part of the reason why it's here, and is basically fully aware and doesn't want it to be moved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So are we basically stealing from the agency at this point?
more or less in some
Okay.
indirect sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, and this is very stupid, but we're gonna do it. We're basically going to steal it, give it to those guys, make it look like they stole it, and hopefully not die. So we're sticking with the plan, with the High Rollers Club, and you getting the money. However, I'm now going to have to come up with a way to look like the guys who stole it, steal it, and then Yep, you're seeing the issue here.
We know that we'll be able to get it back from the people we give it to once we've stolen it.
Yeah. That'll happen. Don't worry about that. That's why the agency can't know we're the ones doing it, because I know very well how effective they are at getting their stuff back.
Oh, Billy has such a bad feeling about this.
Oh, it's bad.
Like,
what
once
I'm hoping,
whoever this entity is, if he gets hold of this feather, like, he can rewrite the rules, and the agency.
well, they
might
already
not
they
be
already
it.
are, they have the feather and they have rewritten the rules.
No, I meant maybe the
other guy. Oh,
the other guy gets it, and then like you're so confident the agency can get it back off of him. Billy doesn't share your confidence.
see, both agents and Nye's concern is that I fuck it up so it looks obviously like an agent is stealing it. But my hope is that I can bullshit it so it looks like I'm incompetent and fucked up, rather than I obviously and then phones them. Oh god, this is going so bad. Anyway, right. This is what I get for using luck. Anyway, here's what I'm gonna say, Billy. Take that card, go to second floor, do your wonderful whatever gambling you do.
Okay.
I am going to go get, because I saw the guys, didn't I, that came to our door.
Yeah.
So it would not be a wild assumption to go off of that.
No.
The people they are dressed similar when they're at this guy's compound or whoever this weird, like, you know, mystery man is. So yeah, that's what A. Jansen doing while Billy's doing the whole gambling stuff. Is he's just me trying to find an outfit. Do they have shops?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. There's
clothes? Yeah.
like shops and stuff, and it's not difficult to find grey slacks, a white shirt,
Yeah.
and a single plain tie.
And a wig. We don't have to roleplay this, but could I find a wig or some kind of way, or cosmetics, or just something to not look?
I mean, you could go for a haircut.
That actually, See, this is the thing now. Does the agency know what I look like? I kind of like I kind of am enamored by the idea the agency doesn't even know what I
I
look
reckon
like.
that the agency probably has a print of your curly and aura instead of a picture of your face.
That's true. Right, then yeah, I think we're just gonna go with the outfit. Can I get a mask? Not even like a good mask, just like is there some way to conceal my face? Cool. That's what we're doing. I look like one of them, got a mask. Can it be like I don't know why I find this so funny. Can it be like, like a complete...
rubber Ronald Reagan mask?
Actually, yeah, you know what? I want to be the scariest monster to ever come from the United States. Ronald fucking Reagan. Yes, let's do that. Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering what Agent Anderson's plan is. Like, Nye's trying to run through his head how he'd get.
He's dressing up like a Jehovah's Witness version of Ronald Reagan.
Right.
With a plan that confusing, it must work.
Yeah, I mean, my two ideas were just as bad. One was ram raid the side of the building with a small plane,
and the other one involved the grand piano.
But yeah, that was to get the money out. That was no one will ever know what Billy's plan was there.
Your plan with the money is still happening, completely unchecked.
I'm just gambling for the money now. I'm just gonna win it.
Yeah, the plan for Agent Anderson is he's going to be your head of security, then go, oh, I think the quesadillas I had on the way here didn't agree with me. Go and pretend to be really ill, and while he's doing that, he's going to put on the disguise somewhere, I don't know, behind the building, and then he's just going to wing it. He's got to probably put the mask on in there, and he's just going to try and book it to that guy's office.
Ooh. All right, Billy, let's go to the second floor. Gambling floor.
Flash my card. Yeah, this is my bodyguard.
Of course, yeah. Welcome. Come on in. This is for the high rollers. So buy-in at a table is $500 to start. We don't have any slots up here. This is for much more serious gaming. Feel free to check in with the croupier if you want to exchange any further cash, or if you want to claim any winnings back, you can go ahead and do that. If you hit $100,000 in here, then we offer a more exclusive environment for the pros.
Oh, cool. Tell them to get my drinks ready.
Hey, whatever you want. What are you having?
Oh, this is Billy's weakness. He's just going to say the words. A glass of that. He's just going to point at the bar and walk off like he was so confidently, what it was. Yeah. Okay. Let's play a game with some bluffing. So let's find some poker.
Okay, so you find a poker table. These tables do look a lot more serious. It's mostly guys on this floor, except for waitresses and companions. There is one older lady in here at one of the blackjack tables. Southern lady. She's the loudest person in here. Huge feather boa, sequin dress. Quite drunk, but somehow still winning. And it's mostly because you think everybody else at the table is probably too intimidated by her to dare call her out on any of her bluffs.
That's bullshit. She just she slams her fist on the table. I mean, every time I see it.
I'm gonna go downgrade from confident to nerdy business. Billy's gonna push his glasses in. Lots I don't mind if I join you.
$500 buy-in. Want a cigar?
No, thank you.
He's kind of thrusting one at your face at this point.
For your health, I'm gonna take it off him if he's still thrusting. Just put it down on the table next to me.
Not even an ashtray, just there.
How much did we win? $5,000, so $5,000.
Yeah.
$5,000.
Anderson will have given you the money, so you don't
chips.
look.
Yeah, I think you had $6,500 total.
Yeah. We had a fair bit. So.
I've just seen how another move's going to help me out when we move up a level. This is going to be fun. Okay.
One of the servers in a little tiny skimpy white dress and silver heels brings over a tall, bright blue drink with a slice of orange and an umbrella.
And it's and in my head, Billy's just it just reminds him of Paz. He's Gonna remember why I'm here.
I also like the idea that when you pointed at it, you were like, oh yeah, I did point at that. Like,
Stop for my drink. Okay.
giant curly straw.
It's a Blue Lagoon. They're quite tasty. Taste like sweeties.
I don't drink alcohol, so I have no idea.
The sugar will help, I'm sure. Okay. Billy wants to start doing the gambling.
Okay, so act under pressure to do the gambling.
Okay, so it's acting under pressure for the gambling, right? But yeah, I want to. Do I get any advantages for the? I know when people are lying to me if they're trying to bluff.
Yeah, do you know what? I will let you have a +2.
Okay, or 8 plus 2, 10.
Okay, well, you set out to do exactly what you planned to do. So, over the course of the next hour or so, you turn a $6,500 stake into $100,000. Clean out these guys at this table. They all kind of strop off in a bit of a sulk and head over to the croupier to stick more cash down and get more chips, but they don't want to play with you anymore.
No. But they can't get anything past my crazy eyes.
The pit boss comes up to you and says, sir, that's a remarkable accomplishment. In such a short space of time to perform such a remarkable feat of gamesmanship is outstanding. Would you care to join us in the High Rollers room?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. I'm going, would you like a cigar? And I'm going to give him the cigar that was given to me.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. And he tucks it in his pocket.
I can't remember what have I called my security consultant, Agent Anderson.
I think you just called him Anderson.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because Anderson didn't give a fake name.
Yeah.
He doesn't do fake names. Yeah.
Anderson, we're moving up to the next level, to the High Rollers.
Oh, have you paged me or like? Because
I thought you were with me.
No, I'm going to be doing the heist.
Yeah, he's going to
get
do the
ready to
heist.
steal the feather.
And I just look crazy and I'm talking to nobody.
No. Like
Let it roll.
I really like the idea that you do you bring out whatever communication device you have, be it a phone or whatever, and phone me to say hey, because it does make you look like
I'm gonna
a legitimate business.
I'm moving up to I'm going to be on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. You'll hear over the line, dude, I said you've got the magic tag. Really obnoxious, yeah.
So there is actually an elevator in this room. It's the only way to get down, except for the emergency stairs.
Oh, we're going down.
Oh, yes, it's below the car park. It's -3.
Oh, that seems deep.
Well,
Okay.
it's with the amounts of money that are changing hands down here, sir, it's best to keep it close to the vault and the sorting office, which is all in the secure basement. Any of your valuables in the hotel are kept very, very closely watched and protected. We take
the
our
cameras.
We take our security very seriously.
And so you should. I imagine this place has a very high turnover, much like my tech company.
We do quite well for ourselves.
Okay. Lead on, Macduff.
So he takes you into
Pretentious
this
thing people say.
luxurious gold marble mirrored lift, which rides down first floor, ground floor. Oh, in America it's called the first floor, isn't it? Anyway, ground floor. Skips the 2 car park floors. This lift doesn't stop there. And at -3, it doesn't say -3, it says High Rollers, and it's not a button, it's a key. And he opens the lift, and here you go, sir. We've already sent your drink order down, so they know what you're having. If you want to change it anytime, just let the server know that you would like to try something different, or you want to switch beverage. It caused a little bit of interest, actually, sir. A lot of cocktail drinkers down here. Most of the guys down here tend to prefer their single malts and get very precious about those. So it's nice to see someone with a bit of flair.
That's me. I love that blue drink.
No, it's perfect. You're selling like a newborn rich person. You've never had this much money, so you're just like, yes, I know how to be sophisticated. It's perfect. You're amazing. Keep doing it.
Buy-in at all tables is $5,000, except for the top table, which is a $10,000 buy-in, but also requires an invitation from a member of the top table.
How many people are at the top table? Does it look busy? Anyone there I recognise?
To be fair, there's only about a
Any-
dozen
any-
people in here. Two of the
Any
Japanese
ex-Mondays?
businessmen.
Any Colonel Smiths? Any other
The
harbours? I
Colonel
remembered all
Smith
the
is
embassy
in
names.
here, yes. He's not gambling, but he is at the bar,
Okay.
just kind of watching everything. There isn't a pit boss here. He appears to be the pit boss for this room now. Probably wasn't active earlier.
Yeah, I want to go to a table then that's close to the top table so that I've got more chance of being spotted.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
it's definitely in view of Colonel Smith so they can see all the glitzy glamour I've got going on.
So you're sitting down at a table. Already at the table, there's the shouty southern lady from upstairs.
Oh, she made it down.
Yes, she also made it down. She came down about 10 minutes before you did. There's one of the Japanese businessmen. This one, he's not wearing the Hawaiian shirt and shorts. He has got a very subdued Hawaiian shirt in a kind of Japanese wave print. But he's wearing plain black trousers and very smart office shoes. And you catch a peek of a little hint of a tattoo just on the edge of his hand, just there. So you've got her and you've got him, and also at this table there's a fresh-faced, very, very worse to wear for alcohol young guy who is losing money hand over fist, but does not seem to care. He's having a fine old time.
Whale. Okay.
So you take a seat.
Right,
The Southern Belle looks at you and suddenly is a lot less drunk than she seemed to be upstairs. She's like, "Hi there, sugar. Glad you could make it down too."
Pleasure to see you again. I'm gonna dip my blue drink. Cheers.
She has an equally flamboyant drink in pink, and she clinks glasses with you. Waggles her eyebrows a little bit.
Let's card it up.
So the dealer starts spraying out cards. You pay your buy-in.
So, I was going to save this one. I'm on the top table, but I've only really got a couple of moves that I can pull off. So this is what I want to do on this table to be able to progress and get to win.
Okay.
So I want to manipulate someone,
Ooh.
but I have the move, see, it all fits together. So I want to convince them that you don't have to look at the numbers on cards. Instead, you actually just need to look at the colours. That's how I go through my success.
My
because
God!
my move, see, it all fits together. I can use sharp instead of charm when I manipulate someone. So I want to convince them all.
Oh, that's perfect.
Play
Oh my God!
worse.
Billy is a gambling genius. How have we not given this as your potential? Once we get them out of there, we need to tell Paz and Aggie, look, if you want money, just fucking take Billy to
Take
the
Billy to
casino.
the casino. You lot head to Atlantic City. Keep an eye on Billy. Don't let anyone hurt him. Bring back the money.
So I get
Oh my God.
+3 if I'm going with sharp then.
Oh my
So,
God, this is
8,
so amazing.
9, 10, 11.
11. They
Try and
take you
manipulate them.
absolutely seriously.
Yeah.
Drunken
makes perfect
Trust
sense,
Fund
right?
kid is well into it because he's struggling to count at the minute anyway. So
But
he
the fact
kind
that
of
Billy's
starts.
able to do it in a way that he can add up the numbers.
Yeah.
So he makes it look like it's on the colours, but he's actually still playing and counting in.
Trust
in the
Fund
colours.
starts
And
playing
then-
something that's a little bit more like Snap than poker.
You've done amazing.
And the other two, you let him win. When you see him screwing up, you let him win a couple of hands. Because that will
It
prove
seems
it,
like
won't
it's
it? Because
working.
that guy's an idiot, but somehow he's winning.
How it works.
And they're like, holy shit, the kid listened to him and he's winning. And so then they start doing it, and then you flip the table on them and you start scraping up their cash. And within the hour, you've pulled together about $750,000.
Oh wow.
And it's dangerous to have that much money because of all the tracking devices in it. That's why you can't have all this cash.
So I'm going to jump over to Agent Anderson for a
Yeah, I
bit.
feel bad now. I'm going to destroy this beautiful plan that you've made because I don't have a beautiful plan. I have a bad plan.
Chaos
So-
plan.
I also have some cool moves. Not as cool as Billy's though. So what I'm wanting to use is tactical genius, which is when you read a bad situation, which this is gonna be, you may roll cool instead of sharp, which is great because Anderson is thick as a brick, but he is cool as a cucumber.
Like, you don't need read a bad situation. You need write a bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I roll awful.
You didn't snake eyes, did you?
I didn't snake eyes. I got a 7, but I'm like, I have been rolling incredibly close to failure every time. Thank God I didn't roll that one sharp. That was a 4.
Yeah.
Because I have +3, I was able to, yeah.
All right, so what are you asking?
I get one question. I get one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could have really done with more. 3 would have been lovely, but 1 it is. Okay, so the questions are: what is my best way in? What is my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's the most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? See, these are all beautiful questions. I have to pick one. I am going to pick what's my best way out. So I'm looking at the casino. I'm going to have to bullshit my way to getting there to the office and everything else. But what is my best way out once I've got the feather?
Your best way out is down the fire estate, past the church.
Okay.
And then walk into the parking garage.
Yeah, to the car. I would like to flashback now, if not to do luck. Oh, well, maybe. I don't know how big a flashback this is. I would have liked to have said to Billy, hey, when you've won, be at the car. I don't know.
I'm not going to make you spend luck on that. That's a common sense flashback.
Yeah. I don't want it to be Billy sitting in the hotel room man, this is a nice...
Billy sat at the top table God, I've got $12 million. Am I supposed to stop?
They won't let me leave.
I own the hotel. Anderson, okay. You could stop robbing it. It's mine.
So, what A. Johnson's going to do is that I'm going to go on a lot of assumptions here. So he's in his normal outfit, but he's got a briefcase. Again, I don't think that's too big of an assumption that he would own a briefcase. And he's got the outfit to look like the people that have Aggie and Paz in the suitcase. Straight off the bat, is it possible to just get to higher floors without any issue?
Oh yeah, this is just the 3rd floor. It's there's a swipe card thing, but the doors aren't super sturdy.
Okay, yeah. So there's cameras though. Okay, so I'd like to, as Agent Anderson, to get somewhere upstairs on the same floor as the office, go to the toilet, go in the bathroom. They're probably going to work out it's me, Agent Anderson, but as I said, Agent Anderson uses his name because he is quite positive he doesn't have to worry about facial recognition or who this guy is because there's no paper trail for him.
Yep.
But he doesn't want to immediately draw attention, so he's going to come out as the person. The mask is in the pockets because, coming out with a mask on a floor is going to be a bit awkward. I would like to get to the key card.
It's quite late by this point because obviously Billy's been gambling for a few hours.
Yeah.
You've been plotting and planning and researching. Yeah. So it's late in the evening, probably about 11 p.m. There's not very many people in the admin section at this time of night.
Okay. Then the plan is to duck. They have desk or just some kind of thing to hide behind once I'm near the door. Slap on the mask. Old creepy Ronald Reagan.
So you duck behind a fake palm tree in a pot.
Yep.
Whip on your Ronald Reagan face. And then it's double glass doors that lead through into the hotel administration area.
And that's the key cards place. Leon, I'm saying this to you, not Billy. I'm so sorry. Your plan is beautiful. And I'm going to bull in a china shop this, okay? I'm so sorry.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm going to kick some ass and smash through that door.
I'm not even going to make you roll because you are tough enough to just be able to pull it. These doors aren't designed to keep people physically out. These are designed to encourage people not to go through them. So it's a swipe card, yes, that does lock the door.
Locked. Okay,
but
right, yeah, but
I could break through this door without any particular challenge.
I'd like to not draw attention, but also I feel like there's cameras and it's a guy in a mask doing this.
I mean,
But
you hear
yeah,
something snap inside the lock, but it's not like a crash or an explosion or anything. There's just sort of a sound of a thin piece of metal snapping.
So, gonna go into the admin area. I feel like I'm gonna have to roll at under pressure to find the office in a quick manner without running into guards. So I'll roll that. Oh. I'm so lucky. I'm very cool because I would be in a lot of trouble if not. So that's an 8. 5, 6. Yeah, that's an 8. So
yeah, you find the office and you.
Oh boy, the guards! You have hard moves against me.
You push your way through into the office, close the door behind you with a click, and it's very dim in here, not much light. You can kind of make out the shapes and you can see where the shape of this thing is on the wall because the wall is white and there is light coming through the windows.
Okay. I'm assuming the feather is... Oh wait, sorry, am I in the offices or am I in the
You're
office?
in his office, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
General manager's office.
Cool. Is the feather there?
It's hanging on the wall. Yep, inside its frame.
How... Right. I'm not great when it comes to dimensions.
Yeah.
How big is it? Like, use a common everyday object.
It is about as long as your arm from wrist to shoulder.
Okay.
And it's in a frame that is bigger than that around all the outsides.
Of course. I'm assuming, because I own fossils, that it's not brittle, but it's also not going to take kindly to being
it's fragile,
around.
but it's not going to fall apart if you look at it harshly.
Yeah, okay.
If you hit someone in the face with it, it will break.
Exactly, yeah, that was my thinking. So, the case, I'm assuming the case is an in-wall case. It's not...
No, it's like a picture frame. It's just a deep picture frame.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll just take that as well then, because that'll give it a bit of extra cushion. So, yeah.
So as you lift it off the wall, a light clicks on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a deep bass voice from the far side of the room goes, "What you doing there, partner?"
I must collect this for my master.
See, I'd believe you, except none of your folks can get in here. We got wards against that kind of thing. You ain't with the guild, are you, boy?
No. No, I'm not. I'm with the agency.
Well, shit, boy, why didn't you say so? We could have straightened this all out right up front. I guess that's kind of defeats the object of being with a secret agency, though, right, huh?
I mean, he's got to turn around. Still with the mask on. I mean, hindsight's 2020. Knowing that the agency was aware of you guys does make me realize that everything I'm doing here is very stupid.
So, sat in a leather armchair is a oddly familiar looking bloke. Like, he's got that familiarity about him, like it's someone that you've seen before.
Okay.
Quite heavy set fella. He's wearing a plain black suit. He's got quite an old-fashioned 50s, 60s style hairdo with a little bit of a peak at the front. Quite jowly round the face. He's like, "Is there something I can help you with, boy?" I mean, if you're with the agency, your people have been good to me and mine.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Bless me. Look. I'm gonna lay it to you straight, all right? This is... I need to help friends who are not directly affiliated with the agency. And no matter how nice the agency has been to you, I think you understand that they don't play nice when it comes to people who are even directly affiliated. So I couldn't just ask them to get rid of the people that have the guild, as you called them, because
Well, that's what you dress like, son.
I know that was the intention. Because why am I explaining my plan to you? Look, my plan was to steal this as them so the agency could steal it back and give it to you guys.
Ronald Reagan wasn't in the guild, though.
I know, I couldn't find a man. I don't know. Ronald Reagan's terrifying, man. So, like,
He's a great man, great president. I have a lot of respect for the man and his acting.
Okay, you're on that side of the debate. Okay. He says that his head, Anderson does not say that out loud. Look,
But, son, do you know what that thing is?
Yeah, it's a big Thunderbird feather.
Okay, so you do know about the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Look, I have one mission left on this earth, and I've got to pay my dues. This earth has been kind to me, very kind, and I'm paying it back in the only way I know how, and that's by looking after this place and these people. You see, the people in this town here, they're happy people, they're good people, but their fortune, their well-being, and the well-being of everybody in this county depends on that feather. And if the Eternal gets his hands on it, well, that could make things go very bad.
Okay.
Son, you look like you got a problem. Take a seat, boy. And he waves to an armchair just next to him on the opposite side of a coffee table.
Anderson stays standing.
Can I get you a drink?
No. Look, I don't know your situation. I don't know anything about you. I'm going to give you two options, okay? Option number one is that I steal this, give it to him, it gets stolen back, it comes back to you. Option number two, you tell me who that motherfucker is, so I can fucking kill him.
I'd be a lot happier with option number two. I can tell you everything I know.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, that's what you want. I want you to do that.
All right, well, take a load off, boy. This could take a few minutes.
He will sit down. He'll put the feather case next to him.
All right, jumping back to Billy for a minute.
Yep.
So, Billy, you're invited up to the top table. The Colonel himself limps over to you, white suit and all, and he's like, "You've been performing remarkable feats of gambling and numerology there, young man. Would you care to join the top table this evening?"
Yes, foghorn leghorn.
It's worse than that.
I say, I wonder what the poor chickens. Sorry. Let's move it on up to another table.
Well, best of luck.
Gotta lose
to you.
at some point, right? May as well lose big. Lose big or go home. That's
on the streak you're on, boy, I
say.
can imagine that you'll be leaving tonight with a happy smile on your face and a new Maserati in your pocket.
Oh, I've not had one of those to drink yet. I'll have to try that one after the blue one.
If I might suggest, go a little easy on the Blue Lagoons when you're at the top table.
Yep, will do. Okay. Moving on up to the top table.
All right, so you move on up to the top table, and everybody here looks very serious. Scowly faces, all old men.
Okay. Right. Okay. So
One Italian-looking gentleman, one Asian guy, probably Chinese, you reckon. Two other gents there, both very white, one of whom has got the archetypal "I'd be a perfect congressman" face with the square jaw and the trust me smile, and the other is very large, just huge guy. He's taking up almost one side of the table on his own.
Okay.
And they're all scowling.
They are all scowling.
Slowly sit down. Okay. So for Billy's third trick.
Oh, he's got another trick.
I'm loving this because Billy's not got to just wield all his amazing talents. I'm so excited.
Okay, so this is where it gets a bit weird. gamey wise, but I was just trying to do something different for the third table. So I'm gonna try a combination of things. As we're playing, I'm gonna ask someone who I think is most competent with my main rival. Go, what do you think I should do? Because, and then I want to use a combo. Basically, I have contrary. So if they give me honest advice, and I have, so this is how that one works. I know if they're lying to me. If they give me their honest advice and I act against it, I get +1 ongoing. So if they tell me wrong, I can do the opposite because I know they're lying, and I'll get an addition to my roll. If they tell me the truth, I know they're telling me the truth.
You are literally doing the door challenge in reverse, aren't you? One of these doors leads to the way you wish to go, the other to certain death. One always tells the truth and one always lies.
Yeah, I basically want to be able to use those combos of moves to just know what hands and cards I should play to beat my opponents.
Okay, do it. Roll to manipulate someone.
Okay. So I'll use my it all fits together.
Leon, you're a genius. Do you realize that? That is...
Didn't need it. That's 13.
Oh my
6, 4
God.
plus 3.
Okay, so the very, very large guy sees you as a bit of a target when you ask that question. The others are all kind of scowling. And you get the vibe from this guy that he's going to give you advice that will help him win. So he tries to play you, and you twist and turn and fumble it all around. And within the hour, you're having to cash in all of your chips that have denominations of less than 10,000, just so that there's room in front of you at the table. Yeah. So
definitely the most Billy's got to do in anything, actually using the playbook to a weird extreme angle. But
as near as you can tell, you've made about $2 million.
I think that's enough.
It is.
Was it 1.2 or 2.1?
Oh my God.
Just lost in the numbers.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the gambling I've got in me today.
There's like, they're looking at you like, what the fuck?
Don't push your luck. That's what I've always said.
You are that person on like a game show that's like, oh, I won like £1,000. I'm leaving. That's £1,000, and you're doing the millionaire's equivalent. Like, I've made $1 million. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Or 2 million, I should say.
I'm gonna add this to the pile of other millions I clearly have.
Okay, now it's. I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving this.
In amongst all of the money, there is a car key that somebody had to throw in because they didn't have enough chips in the last hand.
Do I recognise what?
Oh, it does say Maserati on it.
Oh,
And you're like, oh, it wasn't a drink.
that makes much more sense. I'll signal like the pit boss. Can I get help cashing out, please? I've said I've got to meet my friend. It's getting to that time. Are they going to give this to me in cash?
Well, no, you would take the chips and then you'd give it to the
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll give it to you in cash, and they'll provide a bag for it to go in.
Okay,
What?
cool.
Because
I
at
don't have
that
to
kind of
pay for the
money,
bag.
you know, here's $1.2 million. You might as well have the free carry all.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'd like to go.
Let's get things on. We're loaded.
In my head, I'm like, right, I've got to dash to this out the front because he's
No,
going to
yeah,
be ready.
that's right.
This always times up just perfectly. Like every week we have these wacky adventures.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
So yeah, that's like a $30,000 car as well. It's ugly, but it's expensive.
Oh, an ugly Maserati to put it in.
So
Okay.
you're heading out into the parking garage to meet up with Agent Anderson, who's upstairs in the office.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in a parking garage with like a holdall with
$2 million.
in cash. I'm like, oh.
And the lights flashing on a nearby sports car. Like, why are they flashing at me? Because you're holding the key.
Beep, beep.
Oh, kind of need that feather. Okay. Okay, so Agent
So
Anderson's
upstairs,
probably
Agent
caught or dead.
Anderson, you're
Well, we'll say
sat.
the timeline syncs.
Yeah, the
up,
timeline
so by the
does
time
kind of
you're
sync.
back, Agent Anderson will also be back. In
There
some
might be a
kind of
few
state.
minutes of uncomfortable waiting for Billy, but anything longer
Yeah.
than about 7 seconds is uncomfortable waiting for Billy.
Yeah.
Am I going up looking for him? Or are you
No,
come
he-
down?
no,
and
No.
find
Well,
me?
we're going to do
We're
this
going to sync the
conversation,
timeline
then-
so that he.
Yeah. Then.
Oh, yeah, depending on what he
Anderson
does.
comes
I mean, he might get arrested.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that's true. It is Anderson.
So you sit down at the table with your hand on the feather.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, so you know about secret societies and such like, yeah?
Yes, I have joined, destroyed, and had. Yeah, I've seen it all. I've been in this job long enough to know quite a few.
I don't know what level you're at in your agency, boy, but the guild, they're not good people. They're rich folk, dilettantes, gangsters, power brokers. But they're power brokers with additional power. See, they got magic on this side. Wizards, a lot of them.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to get in at the ground level. They like to recruit rich kids and frat houses and things like that, and then they groom them all the way up. They call them pledges.
No.
And then up at the top of all that, you got the Eternal, who's like their leader. But you don't ever see or hear about the Eternal. What you might see and hear from is the one they call Excellency. And he's like their boss man, day-to-day running the stuff.
Yep.
Or the Everlasting. They're the two top guys underneath the Eternal. And they run things. But, you know, once you get up that level, once you pass pure, you're a wizard. It's a done deal. You got magic on your side. And these guys, they know how to use it. And they will drain the resources they can get their hands on to empower themselves and their allies.
I don't have to make a roll for this, but Nye is now thinking, was that little shithead kid that we killed when it was me, Ichabod, and our good detective friend, wasn't he spouting stuff about being like a young wizard and he was a rich kid and all that?
He was, yeah. He was Skull and Bones, though.
Oh, was he different? Sorry, my apologies.
But, you know, they recruit out of Skull and Bones, so not entirely different, no. He would have been a prime target for them.
Okay. Sorry, my brain was like, oh, no.
But, yeah, it does kind of connect, but not directly link
No,
into.
yeah. In that depressing way that all fucking weird underhand shit does. It's like, oh, yeah, it's all, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon style stuff. Yeah. Oh, joy. Look, I made my case clear, and I will manipulate someone. It's probably going to go terribly wrong because it's me. If you're going to tell me where he is, so that I can put a stop to him, then please do. Or I'm
the
taking
trouble.
the feather.
They're in DC. We know they're in DC, but they own maybe 2/3 of the city. Plus the estates outside of it.
Okay.
Now, I ain't going to stop you. If you're going to try and take that feather, I can't stop you. I can't leave the building, except to go to church.
Okay. Well, that's the plan.
But you're going to do a lot of damage to a lot of people. I hope your friends are worth it.
They are. And believe me, it would not be the first time I've done this amount of harm for a friend. Look, I'll try and get back to you, all right? The agency clearly has a priority here that I'm not privy to, so
Ley lines.
I will try. Yeah, that sounds about right for the agency. Look, I'll try and get back to you. He's not actually going to have it for very long. They'll sting operations him and steal it back. This is in Anderson's head. He has a very distinct feeling that to maintain status quo, they're not actually going to do anything about these guys. They're just going to like slap him and then like leave, because if they were actually impeding the agency, they wouldn't exist. That's how the agency works. So clearly there's something, this is all in his head. He's not explaining this to this guy because he barely knows this guy. Thank you. He takes the Ronald Reagan mask off. Can I get out of here without being like conspicuous or?
Do you trust me, boy?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I do.
There may be a way that we could both win. The guild, they can
Okay.
spot a fake a mile away. But if we put just a tiny part of this
In a fake,
in a fake,
it would convince them.
it will be convincing enough to them that they might be able to. I mean, I don't think they're going to let your people go. But it might get you close enough to get them out yourself.
Okay.
And he goes over to a wall safe, big old fridge-sized wall safe, and he pulls out 3 other feathers.
Well, that would have been nice to know.
Opens up one of the cases, chips off a little bit of one of the ones in the safe,
Yeah.
brings it over to you, and says, there you go. This wasn't the real one. But you've been honest with me, boy, and I respect that. Now, somebody's going to lose big tonight. But that's the price that somebody's just going to have to pay. Your best hope it doesn't get back to you. Karma does that from time to time.
Oh, karma is coming for me, and it's not going to be pretty when it hits. Right. And hands the guy the feather, takes the piece. Billy will have to make a fake copy, and...
Well, he gives you the framed one that you were going to take anyway.
Oh, is that fake?
Yeah, that was the fake one.
Oh, well, I'm just...
If you were going to steal it without talking
Yeah,
to me
that-
first, you'd have walked out of here with a fake. Shit, boy, did you not bring a wizard with you?
No, they have my fucking wizard. Well, witch. He prefers
Then
to
I
go
understand
by
your
witch.
problem.
Yeah, I punch things really well. I will say this, though, since we're on friendly speaking terms, your guards are very lovely, well trained, but I would have kicked their arse 2 ways to Sundays. So
I've seen
saying.
agency training, boy. I can well believe that.
Yeah. So
Now, Colonel
I was
Smith's
kinda
done a good
hoping
job with
that's
these
all it-
boys, but they are but mortal men.
Yeah. Before he leaves, because obviously he needs to get to Billy before Billy craps himself. Sorry, Billy, that's a harsh way of putting it. Like, stresses out because it's stressful.
Or I drive a
Under-
Maserati into the front of the building.
Yeah,
A distraction.
To steal the grand piano that he still wants to put the money in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before he'll leave, he'll say, one day the agency is going to fall.
And there's going to have to be some alliances in place when that day comes.
Yeah. Keep that in mind. Oh, and you never saw me. Well, no, actually, you did see me. I did my job really well, and I stopped those thieves from getting the thing, all right?
You certainly prevented the theft of my feather, and for that I am
did,
eternally
didn't
grateful, and I will be sure to put in a good word with your superiors.
Thank you. So,
And he points at you as you're leaving. He says, thank you very much. And you realise where you've seen him before.
No, he's not, is he? No! Billy has no idea. Thank you very much. I'm having a movie this year.
Oh, I get it now.
Rex Mundy?
The king! It's literally the king! Oh, no, that's blown my mind. Okay. I've been very excited. This has been a fucking awesome session. But yes, yeah, so Age Anderson will walk down. Obviously not wearing...
Oh, Wojciech's super happy as well. I do it!
Obviously not wearing the ghoulish spectre of Ronald Reagan. Pop down the pocket, come down, meet Billy.
So Agent Anderson comes into the car park carrying a picture frame under his arms.
I'm just going to assume he has managed to steal it and somehow just walk through the casino without even covered up.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, you need a cover for that. Quick, get in the car.
Yeah, let's get in the car. Wait, why are you going to... You don't own a Maserati, do you?
I want it.
Okay, well, you
thought it was a drink.
Fuck it. Just, I don't know. Get in there and I'll get the...
I still think we're on the run.
Yeah. You get in this Stanmobile. We'll come back for the Maserati. Okay, just go. Come on.
We're in a rush?
You could just drive both.
We are in a
them.
rush. Oh, we could just drive. You drive.
I mean, I'm assuming Billy can drive.
Yeah,
Billy can drive.
I don't know why I'm in a rush now. I'm like, Anderson's also like, yeah, we need to go. No, like, Billy, like, and you'll take him over, like, into the Stanmobile, but not to drive. Look, turns out that the guy up there, first off, he's fucking Elvis Presley. Not he's having sexual intercourse with Elvis Presley. He is
of all the things
person.
Billy believes, Billy is not going to believe that that's Elvis Presley.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
It's the one conspiracy Billy does not
He'll
believe.
never believe. Okay, look. It turns out that this is a fake, but I have, and he'll pull out the Ziploc bag he put the little chunk into. I have the real thing.
Oh, it's a lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah, we're going to stick it on there. We're going to trick them.
Okay.
And we're going to get Paz and Aggie back.
Good. I've got the money.
Yes.
But that will have to be...
Don't seem excited. There's a lot.
In part 2 of this adventure. Yes, he has got a bag with like 2 million in cash in.
Oh shit, I thought we were just going to end it on we send it to them and they give us them back.
Well, we absolutely could have done that, but it's 2 hours 45 and I think we can leave it a little bit open-ended.
Oh, okay.
And we can always do another adventure where you maybe have a little bit more backup to go and get Paz and Aggie, and maybe Paz and Aggie can be breaking out as well while they're there.
That's very possible. Actually,
which could be quite exciting.
Yeah.
Self-rescuing princesses.
Exactly.
So thank you very much for joining us this evening for quite a long session. I thought, only 2 players. I better make sure I've got enough stuff to last out an hour and a half. I didn't realise Billy was going to be quite the expert gambler. That was nice. That was a nice touch.
I hands down, that was the best part of this, was the combos and the skills. It was amazing. You're a genius.
It was a proper little casino heist. I loved it. It was great. And yeah, we threw in some silly conspiracy theory, monster of the weeky stuff and some supernatural elements, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be. So thank you very much for coming along and joining us on this little adventure this evening. We're back next week with more from Garblag Games. Tuesday, Coriolis. Wednesday, Once Upon a Time in the Old World. Thursday, Cyberpunk and whatever the Americans are doing, which might be Starfinder next week. And then Friday, I think we might be back for some more Monster of the Week next week as well.
Nice. Okay.
So, stay tuned. Have your people call our people. Thank you, everybody, for re-rolls. Don't forget to join us over on Discord, Patreon, YouTube, and all those other fun places. Otherwise, this is us saying good night and waving bye-bye.
Bye-bye.